Ooh. I'll tell you, there's benefits and there's caveats to living in a different way. And, I guess I got just so far forward thinking that I didn't realize how much the world has to progress yet, And so I've been living in my own head in that way, in a good way, right? As I slow down to be more involved with the people around me, I kind of just want to go back to the way that my life was. I miss not thinking about it, realizing how much turmoil there really still is between people. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep living the way that I live and having the mindset that I like having, where everybody gets along. And just try to babysit the example, if possible. And then just, I guess just let things change over time on their own, But for now, things are just the way that they are. Not much you can do about it other than work around it. And for whatever it's worth, just whatever you can do to forgive and forget and move on it really is always the best policy. I notice I didn't just say forgive, I said forgive and forget. Don't repeat the mistakes, but the negative isn't even worth remembering. The stuff that you've been through, it's not even worth remembering. As long as you can remember not to make the same mistakes twice, it's not worth remembering. Why hold on to the negative? Why hold on to what you've been through? You might as well just keep moving forward. So that's what I do. I'm here and I was going to get a flight, right? And, I got they verified my identity, which is all you need to get approved. But just on an inappropriate basis, I was denied. On a basis that's illegal to deny me on, I was denied. And I can prove it. But like I said, I don't worry about that stuff anymore. Now it's, thankfully there's other forms of travel. I had somebody that's willing to pay my way to get me the rest of the way home, which is awesome. But what's unfortunate is I'll have to find another mode of travel. I'm not sweating it because, like I said, there's like 6 different ways I could get home. But I was really hoping that $200 and $200 in 3 hours could have been the option. Because $200 in 3 hours is kind of perfect. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not sweating it. I'm letting it go. But next stop is just another form of travel that, like I said, now I have my IDs. I have everything I need. It ends up that I had somebody who had my stuff. So even with a court order or whatever, like you can't get into an iPhone that is of the proper proper security patch without permission. So I have all my identity on lock and up on my phone. I am me. I have proof that I am me. And there's a whole lot of people who try to get me knocked off the map because they were really, really nervous about what was going to happen to them. However, people found out that I was the guy they did something to. So I've had some people hold my head underwater for a while and trying to hide me in fear for themselves because of what they did to me. But now I am identified. I have my proper identification. I've been identified by TSA. I've been identified by local law enforcement across the country, essentially. And I am getting back into the mix of things after being essentially held hostage and ransomed, literally, by the corrupt. But thankfully, like I said, I didn't mind being that little pawn for a minute. It bought my way into the life that I want to live, and now is for the hilarious part where I watch. I go and I be the one making the content now. Making the stuff now. So I could just let the rest go, and man, this feels good. I'll tell you. Redemption feels even better than the first win. It really does. Getting back into it feels even better than getting into it the first time. So I'm very excited. Very, very excited. So, like I said, I'm going to go find just how I'm going to go about getting home. And then once I'm home, I'm going to get that physical documentation. I have it all digital, but I'm going to get it physical. And then I'll just find someone to hold on to my documentation. And then I'll pay for those services where you can get through TSA for free, or not TSA for free, but free of time, doesn't cost time, and I'll just get all that sorted, and then I'll just keep my documentation with somebody I trust, and then I could have everything digital like I like having it, and you guys are gonna see a whole new me. I'm very excited for you guys. You haven't seen this part of my life before. This is years before. This is before I really had, I didn't have content out yet, really. I was mostly doing analytics and, research on the algorithm and learning how to do it all. And it wasn't until later that I started doing it all for myself. So, as I get into regular life, I'm very excited to bring you guys along with me. It's going to be fun. So I'm bummed out about the flight, but at the same time, I'm not. Like I said, it's just, remember, it's like every little thing that you do, if it doesn't work out, you turn it into a side quest. You can always turn it into a paycheck on the side. Oh my God. I gotta focus. A beautiful, beautiful woman, I assume works with airlines or something on my right. She's smoking a cigarette. Damn, is she hot. And I'd be literally over there asking for a cigarette right now if it weren't for the fact that I gotta focus. I'd be smoking with her right now in this moment, but I can't. Decision's been made. But had I seen beauty like that a little earlier, I could have. But now I have to focus. Oh, God. Fat on the Welcome broadcast. So, you guys know how I like to do things. But for now, I gotta chill out. Especially looking down, I gotta freaking chill. I'll go 100 and not even realize, and I'm hobbling around and it's still my own fault. Anyway, I got excited. I gotta chill out. I can't be this excited. I mean, I could. So I'm gonna. Because I'm officially ID'd. So I can do whatever the hell I want. Even more now. Now I just expanded the horizons of do whatever the hell I want to more places. It's not, it's do whatever I want and do it the way I want to. And that's what I'm gonna do. I got my life back. Might take a couple extra weeks to, get certain things in order. But I'm back, baby. And it's gonna be fun. A lot of fun. And I'm not playing it. I'm not playing it the way that you guys have. If you guys haven't been around for me, I don't cheat the system. And I don't play myself. I don't. So it's gonna. This is a nice slow burn. We're gonna have a good time. All right, so we got 150 broadcasts. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, I wanted to wait till we got, everyone's kind of chilling. We got Braylon, welcome to the broadcast. Amish Fonzie, how are you, Fonzie? Virginia, good to see you. Tunes, how's it going? Been a minute. Aiko, welcome to the broadcast. Joanna, Mary. And that's all. That's our regulars for the moment. Oh, things are quiet. But, what makes sense to do next? I said the only thing about where I'm at is I'm kind of stranded in the middle of nowhere. Like, we're technically in the city, but it's like $20 to get away from here. So I hit a buddy up and I say, maybe he could just throw a what do you call it? A ticket for, or just give me an Uber, and I'll get over to into the city, into the center of the city, and have a lot more access to things that I need. So if any of you guys want to do that, if you got like Uber or anything, and you want to hitch me a ride over to the center of the city, it'd be pretty cool. Because I don't think there's really a way for me to walk there. To be totally honest with the way my foot is, like I can't walk more than a couple hundred feet before it really starts hurting. So it's definitely broken. But I'm this close to getting home. I am, because like now I got proper identification, proper documentation, I everything else. So I feel like Tom Hanks in that movie where he gets stuck in the airport and he has to live in the airport for a while. But oh my gosh, get me out of here, please! For the love of God, get me out of here. There's still. I don't know. Also, for those of you that don't know me, not that wonderful with social cues. But I'm figuring it out. How are ya? Decent. Lori, welcome to the broadcast. I'll tell you what, I see a cruiser. I see a police officer. I had half a mind to wait for him to come back to his cruiser and see if he can give me a ride into town. I don't have any other way out of here, actually. So he might, actually. And that's what I'm starting to turn to more. It's like I'm getting back to regular life and turning to regular people, Like, I had my minute there where, I was under the water and I needed help. And I'll say this to you guys, even to, people from a regular background, is don't discount anybody, even people who who might be a little tougher on the tough side of life, because I have to give them credit for pulling me out the dirt, and they got their due. They got their due for what they did for me. But, some pretty heavy hitters tried to put me in the ground. It was, it wasn't even, it was the what people call the bad guys that saved my life. I'm gonna let you know. Now I'm stepping back into regular life, and God, that hurts. Put my hand on my foot, hurt like hell. Stepping back into regular life is really nice. But like I said, I gotta say, they did. They saved my life. So I'll give them that credit. I realize that not everybody's bad. Even the bad guys aren't always bad. Nowadays, we got, what do they call them? Anti-heroes. So even some of the bad guys are turning into anti-heroes, or becoming people that they get along. So I've been very impressed with some of the stuff that these guys have done. Guys and ladies have chosen to do in moments where they definitely could have taken further advantage. They did the right thing. So thank you. And moving back into regular life is going to be a little easier, just because it's what I come from. But it doesn't change that, it's gonna take some time for me to like process through how this experience has gone, and it's what I've been through. Like it's weird, just some of what I've been through. But I don't want to go back to it either mentally or otherwise. Like I just want to put it in my past, and I'm hoping you guys could just be on board with that. Like there's not going to be a book, there's not going to be a follow-up video series, there's not going to be interviews. It's done. It's time to move on. So I hope you guys are on board with that. So hey, I gotta move on. I have to. Airport and attraction show. Maybe this will be who I end up popping in. But I gotta find some sort of transportation solution for the moment. We'll see. And I'll tell you something else as I continue to advance like in my own life, right? And just because I don't have like this integration with a whole lot of people, I mostly do my own thing. That I don't always realize how far ahead I get, and then I look around and I'm like, oops. But that's why I gotta get myself trimmed up. I really do. But I'm just gonna wait for this guy to close the door. I want to see what company this is. Maybe. Alright, give me 2 seconds to look something up. Well, I missed my chance to ask the cop, but that's okay. I was gonna ask him, but I didn't get a chance. I wasn't looking. I should have been paying attention. But here, give me a second. Oh, perfect people to talk to. Very avoidant though. Excuse me. Hi. So I ended up having my flight being canceled. Sorry. I ended up having my flight being canceled. I don't know if I look that rough, but so I have to obviously find my way back into Orlando, like the middle of Orlando, right? So I just want to make sure that I'm okay to like be here while I find myself a ride. Okay. Thank you. Alright. I'm good. I just want to make sure, It's one thing to be at an airport, but I've spent a couple of days at the airport, layovers and whatnot, but to not have a ticket is super uncomfortable. So, but I'm gonna have to find a way to get in town. I didn't realize how far this airport is from like in town. It's pretty far. Give me 2 seconds. I'm looking up this company, this transportation company. Okay, I'm still here. Katrina, welcome to the broadcast. I gotta freaking... Yo, see what I used to do is I get up, I start walking, But I can't do that right now. It's driving me nuts. I can't just get up and start walking. Am I okay? Mostly. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm kind of literally trapped at the airport right now. So, like, my nerves are a little shot. Yeah, I'm gonna be okay, but like for now, I kind of just have to figure out how to get out of here. I just don't know yet. I don't know. And admittedly, like I might seem like super nervous, and it might be like a high level of nerves for you guys, but it's pretty like it's a low level of nerves for me. So for me, it's kind of funny. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm kind of having fun. Like I'm trapped at the airport, and I kind of think it's funny. Like I said, I'm not causing, nobody's caused me any issues or anything, so I'll just plug up and get myself sorted and get out of here. But like I said, for me, I like puzzles. I like when I got to figure stuff out. And so for me right now, trying to figure out how to get out of here is the challenge. So we're gonna have fun doing it. We're gonna have a lot of fun doing it, actually. Just gotta figure out. Next step is to take a seat and plug up, and then go from there. See, what I always try to be when it comes to this stuff, I try to be the first guy doing the new thing, and I try to be the first guy doing the new thing, and the last guy that stops doing the thing that everybody's doing. So, yeah. Okay. And sometimes I'll have fun with it because people look in your direction, and they'll be like, "All right, you got a what do you call it? You got a cast shoe, but you don't have a cast." Or it'll be, you got your beard the way it is. I'll laugh to myself. I'll be like, "There goes Jihad walking 5 steps down," but you're looking at me. And it's just nowadays people they just don't have an eye for stuff the way they used to. It's like, I don't know, just the quality of training has gone down quite. What the heck? There's no thing in it. Quality of training has gone down insane amount, and it's detrimental to all of us because it's like they're sold on this idea they're professionals. They get their eighth place trophies, and then they don't even know what they're doing. And 9 times out of 10, they're the biggest tough guys or think they are, and they're scared of everything around them, and then it's the people that aren't, don't act like they're tough, or might not look like they're tough, that are usually the toughest. I'm not even kidding you. I just wish we had more people with proper skill and training in the positions that decide how things go. Because you got these people who they're walking through TSA with fake IDs because their Muslim buddies in Philly get them through to get false identification, and then they get on the plane, and they're not terrorists, but they're not legally getting on the plane, and then I'm sitting over here just because I've lost my physical ID, that they deny me because I'm white, because we're in a multiracial area that prefers people of color. So now I got to find an alternate solution, but it is what it is. Like, what could you do? And people say, how do you prove it? Process of elimination. I'll bring up the statistics for you. I'll make it pretty easy. Do I need help with the ticket? No. It's not money. Money's not the problem. It's that I don't have the I don't have my physical ID. That's why. I have every proof of my existence, every proof that I am me, and because I could not answer specific questions about the destination I'm going to, I was denied. Whereas 90% of the people that come into an airport, if they're not going home, don't know anything about where they're going, other than maybe, like I said, what their itinerary is when they get there, right? Now that's one thing when you're going to another country. Like I've had to deal with that going into Canada, going into Mexico, going over to Scotland, but like to go to another state and be asked questions that have to do with international travel, you're pushing it, and like just gave me trouble. And I mean, it's not a problem for me. Like I already know what to do about it, so I'm doing it. But like I said, let go and let God. Like I'm not stressing it nearly as much as I could be. Like I could push the issue, I really could, and I could take it to places that people just don't believe because I'm sitting here with this beard. But sometimes I fight shaving it. Sometimes I fight like being cleaned up because I'll get so vindictive with society. I'll get so mad at people's stupidity that I will literally just like cave into it and say, you know what? I want them to think I'm dumb. Whenever I just when I'm in the mood. So, like I said, that part of me I'm working on. I'm starting to like get a little better with handling myself and not being so much of a jerk. But I've been salty for a couple of years. I've been pretty mad for a couple of years just over after you guys saw what had been done to me and some of it. But now I got to move on from it. I got to get over it and keep moving forward. So that's what I'm doing. Just getting unmad. I'm happy. Don't get me wrong, but I gotta roll it off my back and keep moving forward. So I'm about to have my IDs back in my physical hand. I'm about to have everything back in order. But I'll tell you, there's a whole lot of people that might want to move off the road who push me off the road and then try to take my spot. Yeah, I'm getting right back in my spot, and that social discrepancy is going to be rather obvious. And there is no avoiding at this point. You cannot stop me from getting back where I belong. I mean, literally, you can't. I'm not kidding. Like, theoretically impossible. You're welcome to try. It makes me extra money. Kind of taunting you and inviting you to try. Because, like I said, extra money. But I'm ready to just do me. And I deserve to do me eloquently. This is a last straw. So, yeah. It may include being a little over the top for a while, but I'm really trying not to. I'm trying to stay even keel about it, money wise. Like not going overboard with because I had that part of my life, where I was just making it. It was wonderful, but it made me unhappy. So I have to like calm down and enjoy myself. Alright. Where am I headed? Back out to California. I gotta get back home. Did I get a fake ID? No, I didn't. I'll tell you, most of these people, I'm not even gonna say it. I mean, I could. I straight up could. Nobody would know any different. Isn't it amazing? And it would pass too. But and I got a buddy who would do it from anyway. But I'm not going to do that, obviously. I don't roll that way. I never have, and that's why things have always worked out for me. Playing out. I'm amazed. Yeah, I'm okay. It's just getting out the airport now is going to be the trouble. Because there's no, why have a backup plan for if the flight doesn't work out? If the flight works out, why would it not? I've done this a million times, and now I'm sitting here in this position. But I'd say the biggest trouble that I run into when it comes to racism is where people will be racist against me for being white because there were white people racist against them, and then they take it out on me. Least racist white man you're ever going to meet, factually. But that's fine. Take out your troubles on me. No big deal. I'll just suffer through it, and when you lose your job, it's not on me. But I am going to swap over, maybe, give me a second. Just give me a second. I'm going to go to the messages real quick. Give me a second. Do we have anyone that could throw an Uber my way? Because like I said, I've lost access. I mean, have I really? No, but I'm cheap. And if you help me out now, I'll help you out twice over later. You guys know that I do. Those are your... Why? What? These are the times when I thank myself for slow people. I don't know how else to say it. Just some people totally underestimate my intelligence, and I thank God for those moments because it makes my life a little easier. I assume that it's my hairline that makes me look stupid. I don't know, but it's fine. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Next step. Next step. There is no next step. It really is just to chill here, hang out with you guys, and whenever you decide to grab me an Uber or something, then I'll head out of here. But I really, like I said, with my foot the way it is, I can't. I literally cannot walk from here. I can't. It's not possible. Like, there's sometimes you officially have to accept, like, I'm in America. I'm living a civilian life in America. I'm not going to walk from here with a broken foot. I'm done being stupid. And I'll say it. I've been stupid. I've used my skills appropriately in the civilian sector, but like just bragging and showing off and trying to be a tough guy when I need to reacclimate. I need to go to the hospital. I need to, do other. Maybe I could just no. I really shouldn't call an ambulance until I get home because I only have state insurance. So I'm not going to call an ambulance when I get home. But I am going to the hospital for you guys so I feel a little better. I'm going to go get my foot actually looked at and taken care of when I get home. Yes, I'm officially rehabilitating to regular life. And I'm not, as far as the contract work, I'm going to do, like I said, I'll do virtual, but I'm not going, you don't have to worry about me walking through Mexico or any of that anymore. I'm chilling out. It's time to chill. So expensive. Yeah, the ambulance I think is like minimum $400. I can afford it. I really could. But like I'm not, I don't know this area, and I don't have insurance like here. I don't like my insurance isn't through the state, so I don't feel comfortable. About 3,000. 3,000? My God, where I'm from, getting an ambulance is like $400. $3,000? Good luck getting that out of me. Afford it or not afford it, you're not getting $3,000 for an ambulance ride. Not gonna happen. Uber. Yeah, Uber. I think it's like $20-$30, but so that's the trick of it. Is I don't have access to any of my own money. I don't. All my money is with everybody else. But now people are like, oh well, I need the money. I'm like, well, that sucks. You're gonna have to give it to me. Welcome to the broadcast. That's something I didn't expect was, distributing what I got, and now they're turning around and telling me they're not going to give it to me. And I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because I don't think you're as sure as you think you are. But yeah, like I said, if there's anybody that can do me a favor, and times aren't tough for everybody, they're really not. Most people are just lying. And they really are just lying. It's like COVID hit, people got scared, and now they just lie more to hide more of their money. I would know. I didn't. I spent more on people who I thought were losing money, and they weren't. They were just became scam artists. Stole from me, but I got it back. Like I said, learn once, won't learn again. But what I am hoping for, like I said, is if one of you guys could just call me an Uber. I just got to get to the center of town because from there I could access resources and, get a little more lay of the land and figure out what I'm going to do next. But I can't do it from here. I can't do it from the airport. Spread the word. See if you have anybody that might be able to get me an Uber. I'm not even trying for a hotel room because areas like this, it's so easy. There's so many people I could hit up. I could find somewhere to sleep. But Uber is what I need. I need an Uber. Thank you. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Many useful people to learn from, and that's what it comes down to is the mentality and an attitude is where people don't want to learn from each other anymore. They either want to steal from one another or share with one another in the theft of what they're already doing. Like they don't feel like actually growing or learning or changing. And learning, growing, and changing are the only three things that I really know how to do. I don't know how to like associate with people that don't adult. You know, I don't. Okay, I wish I were in the mood to appreciate what I'm seeing far more than I am, but I'm not. I'm in the mood to get things done, figure out where I'm going, and try to get the hell out of here. Um, but I'll tell you, it's ironic when things are supposed to work out, and then things get more difficult, and it's literally the fault of the people making things difficult, and then they turn around and they get upset with you and say it's your fault when they're the ones making it difficult. I kid you not, whenever I was getting my ticket, trying to get my ticket verified, when I tell you the TSA guy was sweating bullets, and I'm just standing there like not even understanding what his issue is. I mean, literally, he was sweating bullets. Um, because it was the end of the world. Um, but I'm a white man from Farmtown, America, waiting to get on a flight, and what do you call it? Mr. Arabia was sweating bullets because it's the end of the world. Um, so, whatever the deal is, whatever's going on with people, or why they're so paranoid all the time, I don't know. What I do know is while they're so busy worrying about the person who is natural born American waiting to get on a flight, mind his own business, they're just totally ignoring all the terrorists hopping on the plane and people with fake IDs from these in city DMVs that don't even actually verify most of the identity. Most of the identity of the people that are coming through and getting their IDs. Not to mention all the Mexicans. That's not even the conversation right now. I'm not racist at all. I'm not profiling. I'm being literal. If you guys haven't seen what's happening going on from Mexico into our country, um, I'm very happy. I'm very excited for people that are going to enjoy our country. What I'm not happy for is somebody like me who has everything squared away and missing one piece of documentation is causing me to have to figure out with a broken foot how to leave the airport. Can't even figure out how to leave the airport. I had a nice flight, everything worked out. Now I got to sit here and feel like an ass, you know. So I do deserve proper compensation, and I will get it. And that's actually why I'm not turning to these guys for like extra help. I'm gonna take the big payout, but it's gonna take a couple of weeks to get the big payout. So for now, I'm just gonna relax, make what money is mine. And like I said, I mean, go ahead and ask me to leave. Go ahead and ask me to walk off the property with a broken foot. Please do. I beg you. Please do. Or attempt to arrest me. Please do. See where that goes. Um, I'm in a position that I'm not supposed to be in. I'm supposed to be across that barrier right now, waiting on my flight. So I'm supposed to be doing right now. So any of the ways this goes is going to be on them. All I'm requesting is just an opportunity to get in town, find another way to get transportation out of here. Could I do it privately? Yes, I could. But these people are sneaky and they're scumbags and they cheat and they always think they can get away with it. So I make sure I put everything on camera. Um, I even learned to do that. When I was locked down, I did the same thing. I made sure that everything was taken care of, and reverse engineered it too. Is where they thought that I wanted to be hidden. They thought that I wanted to be not on camera and whatnot. So I let them think that. And so what do? Put a camera in every cell illegally. Next situation, what do? Make sure that I'm on camera wherever I go. Exactly, because your employees are the ones leaking that footage to the internet. So you're welcome. Next time, don't be a scum and try to hurt me on purpose because I know how to reverse engineer that and turn that into a paycheck for myself. So that's exactly what I do, no matter how big or small the situation. Local, federal, international, that's what I do. You don't stop me from making my money. You don't stop me from living my life. If you did, you could and you would have. And for the people that try, they usually end up losing their jobs because I'm a decent person and I don't deserve to be going through it alone. So when people put me through it, I make sure that the word gets out. And we move forward. Wow, you look somewhere fancy. What's up, Chris? Yes, I'm at the airport. I'm not anywhere fancy. I'm like, this is like plastic bougie. This is like wannabe bougie. This is just Orlando Airport. So it's like poor people fancy.
and I like it. I enjoy it, but don't get too flattered. Some of the places you'll be seeing later on, you'll like far better. But this place is very cool. It's a very nice place. Like I said, if things ran a little more smooth and there was a little less corruption in these areas, I'd be on board with it. But unfortunately, things are just too pathetic to be able to continue to ride with. You know? So I'll figure something out. Hello there. Hello, J-Man. Hey, did you end up finding anybody? And like I said, I got like $200. You find anybody who could get me an Uber? Or because, like I said, without being able to scan that ID because I got it digital, uh, I can't make an Uber account. I got all my identity digital, so I couldn't do an Uber for myself to get out of here right now. And the people that I could hit up, I don't feel like hitting up because these are the type of people that I'm around are not the type of people I want to be exposing some of my friends to. So if you guys have anybody that could get me an Uber out of here, I could throw the money their way. Like if one of you guys could get me an Uber to the center of town, I could throw you a $30 Amazon gift card, $50 Amazon gift card. But like I said, I just waiting on you guys with that. Lorena, welcome to broadcast. Leia, John, J Man, James, other John, Joey, Combat EMT. Combat EMT, you have found your way to. All right, what's up, dude? Sam, welcome to broadcast. And then Chris. Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna put you on blast. They're gonna put you on camera. Well, I might as well put myself on camera. If I'm gonna sit here and have society attempting to embarrass me, hell no, I'm not. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna make money on that shit. I'm gonna sit here and make money. Double cross me, that's fine. Go ahead, double cross me. I'm gonna sit here, hang out, enjoy myself, and make money. And trust me, if I had some other option to be sitting here right now, I would not be sitting here. Don't have any other option as of right now. But one thing I've learned is that squeaky wheel gets the grease. Trust me, squeaky wheel does get the grease. I've seen results that you would not believe, um, just from being willing to open your mouth and tell other people to shut up that don't know how to talk the way that things need to be said. It doesn't mean you always got to be polite. You just got to be respectful. Um, but I got to get out of here, so my mouth's open. Closed mouth don't get fed. And like I said, I got half a mind to maybe. I'm hearing some noises over in that Romano's macaroni grill. I'm thinking I might just hit a buddy up who could definitely get me some food right now. We'll just go over in there and get something to eat. I think I'll just go live stream right in the grill. Take a seat in the grill and live stream and enjoy myself. I'm in the mood. Why am I in the mood to be a show off? Because the guys that denied my flight ticket were in the mood to be show offs. So I'm thinking I might be in the mood to be a show off. Brings more traffic to the airport regardless. So see, and you see what kind of guy I am. They turn around, deny my flight, and be activating flights for terrorists and scumbags. I get denied my flight as a natural-born farm-town American, and I'm sitting here live streaming, bringing them free traffic and free attention to their airport. I'm such a horrible guy, aren't I? Um, so yeah, it's just that's my character. But for real, that's who I am. Yeah, I'm playing around. I'm acting like I'm a jerk. I'm really not actually a jerk. But like I said, uh, this is how it is right now. So, but one thing I have learned is I really would in the past, if I was trapped here, I really would go and I would go get something to eat. I would be giving all this extra stuff to people who didn't follow through on what they should. So now I don't. So now instead I sit here and I starve until I go somewhere that I could get food where from people that deserve my money. You know, um, but it is what it is. Like what could I do? It's not anybody else's fault. It's just the decision of one or two people that don't like white people, and I mean literally. I'm not exaggerating at all. Um, and I am entirely accurate. I have every ability to make that profile. They want to profile me. I'm gonna profile them. I'm trying to profile them. And like I said, dude was sweating bullets the whole time, and gave my information. Everything cleared through, everything checked out. Black dude comes up out the back, says, "Sorry, man, we just got it. Like, I'm glad you're big and tough. Good for you." But what I can't stand more than a racist white person is a racist non-white person, because racism is horrible to begin with, and I spend most of my time advocating for and siding with people that aren't from my own background, and then to turn around and have people not from my background be racist against me, it bugs the hell out of me. It really bothers me. Like I said, just because of the time and energy that I invest in trying to create a more equal world. And I mean legitimately. Some people don't believe in those ideals. I legitimately believe in the ideals of equality. Um, Not ulterior dominance, not false equality and false union. Like let's pretend like we're together, but we're actually separate. No, I don't play those games. I for real believe in people getting along. Um, so whenever this kind of stuff is done to me, it breaks me down a little bit. It hurts. It hurts. So it is what it is. It's just me venting and letting it go. And eventually, I will probably end up walking out of here, which is ridiculous. I'll probably end up walking like 5-10 miles on my broken foot, um, after being denied my flight over being white. And it's not because I don't have my ID. Like I have every form of documentation. Show them every form of documentation. Have in the past and should have now been approved for my flight. Have in the past been approved for my flight. Looking worse than this, by the way, and smelling worse than this. And this time around, I guess we just didn't want to be adults. So we'll just have to kid around for a while, apparently. I'm fine with it. I'm just going to put in a little extra work before I head out. You know, a little extra work before I head out. Um, but last but not least is I'm not really trying to make any friends. Like I really want to get home, and I'm not playing this game anymore. You know, I'm not playing the hey we screwed you over and now we're gonna be nice to you and then you're gonna think we're good guys bit. Like I played into that once just so that I get the paycheck. I've never been that stupid. I'm never gonna be that stupid. So my goodness. Yeah. No, and they got a lot of beautiful flight attendants, I have to admit. Um, so it's quite disappointing that I won't be able to get a bag of peanuts from the stewardess. But in a couple of months, I absolutely will. And like I said, with the difficulties of the scenarios, it's mostly been just me not pushing or putting a whole lot of effort in. And realistically, now I don't have anything else to do but what I want to do. So you guys are going to watch things get much better, much more quickly than what you're used to with me. Um, like I was on the phone last night. I first got a flight with Delta, and they were giving me issues. They tried to cancel the flight on me. So I turn around, I cancel the flight myself. I have a conversation with the woman over the phone. I say, well, I need some sort of compensation. So she was actually offering me the same flight from a different day, but for like half off. 50, like literally a $400 flight she's offering for 200. So I'm back on my grind. But here, this flight, it all went through, it all passed through. And like I said, it's just the airport who's trying to protect their own, not realizing that they're costing their own twice as much because the cheap option would have been to let me on the flight. The option that actually would have saved them resources and saved them trouble would have been getting me on the flight. So, like I said, whenever I do get all the way home to California, what I'm going to do is just settle in and get all the work done and get my stuff together, and then I just don't got to deal with people. I hate for it to have to be that way, but I just never expected people to be dumb enough to take this much advantage of me. I really didn't. But I guess people just since COVID, they're more fear based, and that's what happens is the reptilian brain takes over. You get fear based decision making processes happen. They default to you know, they default to what they're familiar with, and they don't know how to innovate nearly as much as they used to. So, I mean, all I could do is just keep doing things the way I know how to do them. I mean, it's increased my value in the market. It's made me more valuable, and so I get a better paycheck. But it just doesn't change the fact that I unfortunately I won't be able to deal with people there as much as I used to because They just don't know how to adapt anymore. They just stay the same, and they don't know how to think for themselves near as much, which is fine. Like I said, more for me. But once again, I just got to go back to that mentality of more for me. And being lonely ain't fun, but so I'm used to it anyway. I'd rather be lonely and be able to do what I want than sit in a freaking airport appreciating beauty and not and from afar and getting to the end of the chain and barking and like at best. I'd rather be able to go into that restaurant and do what I used to do. Walk up to the woman who's at the counter there and offer her enough money to come sit, have a meal, and not have to go back to the job. So I miss my old life, and I'm going to go back to it now. I'll see you guys in a little while. Talk soon. Today sucks, and it's freaking awesome at the same time. Talk soon. Hanging out and waiting for stuff, and gotta eat at some point. See, I do this. Like I could have all the money in the world, and I still won't buy food. I'm so hungry right now. It's not even funny. I can go get food right now, but I don't. I don't know why, but I don't. It's just because like there'll be something to do, and then I'll do it. And there's the next thing to do, so I'll go do the next thing to do. And I just, I just always end up not eating. I gotta let this thing heal. Alright, I just wanted to stop in and see how many of you guys will come live for Instagram. So I'm gonna go live somewhere else. But thank you for coming, and please do show up next time. I said that it'll continue to build. We'll have more people later. But for now, I just wanted to see how many are gonna show up. Looks spooky. I mean, it's not that bad. It's just it's quaint. That's what I'm gonna say. It's quaint. Oh, I think my alright. Bye. hanging out and waiting for stuff. And gotta eat at some point. See, I do this. Like I could have all the money in the world and I still won't buy food. I'm so hungry right now, it's not even funny. I could go get food right now, but I don't. I don't know why, but I don't. It's just because like there'll be something to do, and then I'll do it. And then there's the next thing to do, so I'll go do the next thing to do. And then I just, I just always end up not eating. I gotta let this thing heal. Alright, I just wanted to stop in and see how many of you guys will come live for Instagram, so I'm gonna go live somewhere else. But thank you for coming, and please do show up next time. I said that it'll continue to build, we'll have more people later. But for now, I just wanted to see how many were gonna show up. Looks spooky. I mean, it's not that bad, it's just, it's quaint. That's what I'm gonna say, it's quaint. Oh, I think alright, bye. Hang out. It's been a while though, they're not here yet. Said they wanted to, so I'm hoping they weren't bluffing, but they said they wanted to treat me for dinner and bring me home. Alright. So I'm at this like really fancy place, just waiting on them. Hi Anastasia. Hey Echo. I should go shoes. I got a boot and a sandal. I got a boot without a cast and a sandal. Yeah, I'm pinned up. I'll tell you, this Orlando's in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's right in the middle of the state. I gotta find a way out of here. If there's anybody traveling or whatnot, or if you can give me a ride or something, I gotta get out of here. I get back home. I don't know if you got the update, but just because of clearance reasons, the flight was a no-go. No such thing as doing too much. Muay Thai, welcome to broadcast. We stream tomorrow, probably. Thanks for following. Wait for it, alright? Boot from the fracture. Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know what is wrong with my foot. I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't go to the doctor. But whatever, something's, it just really hurts. Like, really, really, really hurts. So, but the boot, I found the boot on the side of the road. I'm not even kidding you. Just like clean it off and put it on my foot. You guys know how I do. Like, it don't matter how much money I make. If I gotta get something or do something, I do it. No questions asked. No, I don't care. I could be driving a freaking Lamborghini down the street. If I see something on the side of the street worth money, I'm picking it up. I'm selling it. That's how I got to where I'm at. And that's how I'm going to get there. That's how I'm always going to be that way. I'll tell you, welcome to broadcast. Favorite. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the ambiance sure helps, doesn't it? Don't forget to add, I've got Instagram. That's my Instagram in there. But I do officially need y'all's support, because I gotta get home. Like, I'm not playing. I spent all my money to get to this point, and tapped out. Like I gotta get to California. So if there's any of you guys that can help me get out there, I really need your help. Like straight up. I wish I was playing. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. Yeah. Hi Mara, how are you? And I'm slowly starting to reintegrate and everything, which is really nice. All I really had to do was just give up how things were and like let go. And it's tough too because I look back at some of the people from my past, and I'm coming to accept like even that chick that I was kind of dating, like she was a fan. She was not like my girlfriend. She was not like my partner or my mate. She was like a fan, and I didn't even realize it because like the transition of having fans kind of happened during the time that her and I started talking, and I didn't realize until now when like she's trying to interact with my content, like trying to get involved with what I do, and like I'm not even involved with her anymore. I don't even be talking to her, and she's like trying to be getting all into it, and there's a whole bunch of other people trying to get on into it, hop on a bandwagon, or be trying to playing games with me, and I don't play those kind of games. So it's been a little nerve-wracking, but right now I also have a buddy who's he's supposed to meet up, but he can't just because he's got something going on with his dog. Took the dog to the vet, but ironically. But like I said, I'll wait. I'm gonna wait like another 10 minutes, and if they don't show up, then I'm gonna head out. I've been here a while, so hang out for like 10 more minutes. But I'll tell you this: the vibe in this town is you better have yourself put together, or they're like, or if you're brand new, they're like, who are you? But I'll tell you, not the warmest welcome. This right here where I'm sitting is the warmest welcome I've gotten in this town. Just being able to come in and just sit and mind my own business and wait for dude. But it's not like I can't even walk out of here. Like this town I can't even walk out of. I'm like 40, 50 miles from the West Coast out by Tampa. Probably maybe more. I don't know. I didn't look. But with my foot the way it is, I'm like, I really can't. Like, I'm actually like kind of not trapped here or stuck if there's anybody that could help out, but I kind of am. But I think an Uber or a Lyft, if anybody's up for it, out to like Tampa, I want to say it's like $60, $70, which like is nothing. If anybody can swing it, like I said, I'll get it back to you. But for now, I have to conserve. Because what about a bus? Mahara Lohan broadcast. Well, here's the tricky thing, right? I have all my documentation. I have my birth certificate. I have my social security card. I have my ID. Here's the issue: is where they don't always accept it digitally. Okay, so like it literally depends on who I'm dealing with. So if I got somebody like my age or somebody in their 30s, they're cool, and they're like, obviously that's a real ID and it's obviously you, come on board, and it's fine. Well, every now and again you deal with a stickler or an old school that doesn't understand that a digital ID is preferable and you do not need to have a physical ID. Documentation doesn't even, it says that you need to have a valid ID. It doesn't say that it has to be a physical copy. It really doesn't. So like I went to the airport with my ID and they denied me for a flight. I'm not kidding you. I'm so pissed off. It's not even funny. Shut up with my ID. But they said because I didn't have a physical copy, that was their way of saying we're having a bad day. We feel like taking it out on you. So see you later, Mr. White Guy. And you know what I say to that? I say la vie. I'll sue you later. For now, I'm going to go mind my own business, get home, get on my feet. And when I need your $1 million, I'll come get it. And I'm not kidding at all. Am I really going to? No, because since then I've grown a heart and I care and I'm not mean anymore. But I'll tell you what, sometimes I do miss being mean because, God, things were easier. But I didn't like myself anyway, so it's fine. This is better. But now I got to find a way out of Orlando. And that's the difficult part, is finding a way out of Orlando. Tina, thanks for the follow. Bex with yeah, so they're like not showing up, so I'm gonna go. What is the digital ID and how do you get one? Shut up. I'm so sick and tired of I'll tell you, my number one pet peeve is people who play dumb. It really is. I don't know what it is, but people who pretend like they're stupid can't. It just hits a nerve. I don't know why. It just hits a nerve. What's a digital ID? Come on. You might not even been playing with me. See? Old me's coming back. But guys, these are my options. It's the two versions of how I am. I'm either settled down or I'm freaking sharp as a knife. You know, I can't help it. I gotta survive, and that's how I make my money, and that's how I'm just tough. I don't know how else to be, and I start being that way on accident, and I don't really have a lot of regrets about it, to be completely honest. Like, you be whoever you gotta be to survive, you know. And surviving ain't kind of making it. Surviving is when you're getting what you want and doing what you want, you know. But to be a little nicer and give a more realistic answer and not be rude, I apologize. Digital ID, because you could have really thought there was like something totally different. Digital ID. I mean, for me, it's just a photo of my ID, and you put it in the TSA app, and once it's just your ID. So, same, you know, just not the physical copy, just having your phone. Another reason is when it comes to law enforcement, you have your digital ID and you have it locked in your phone on your iPhone. Then if they ever harass you or question you or bother you, they don't have access to your identity without your permission when they don't have probable cause. So a lot of times what they do is, if they don't have probable cause, they will, you know, find a way to get it. But if you have it locked in your phone and there's no way for them to get into your phone because it's an iPhone, then you have anonymity, you have your personal identity protected, and they could bother you for a while, but realistically, if you're protecting yourself in that way, they're more likely to go pursue and bother someone that's going to be easier to bother. So it's just a thing of protection for me on top of that, because I've had to deal with that, so it goes that way. You also have to realize then with that reputation comes the temptation of certain people to think they take advantage of it, so you just got to protect yourself a little bit more than normal. Serious question. Yeah, I apologize. Because I have no clue what it is. I'm sorry. I have an implanted chip. Is that the same? No, but that sounds kind of neat. How'd you get that? Oh, a pic. Literally just a picture of my ID, digital ID. Yeah, I mean, it is a digital ID. It's a picture, your photo of your digital, a picture of your ID. It's the same thing, you know. There's no difference. They're not scanning it. So, like, what's the difference if you can't? Like, if all you're doing is looking at it, why do you need a physical copy? You don't. And especially if your policy doesn't say that you need a physical copy, then you don't need a physical copy. So harass me for the physical copy and then say that I can't get on a flight that I paid for, showing you an ID that I paid for. That is valid. That shows everything you need to see, and you're not going to scan it anyway. So that's that. I mean, I could go try Amtrak. I could try Greyhound. But I figure it's not worth the hassle. And then on top of it, the person that was, the person that owes me a ridiculous amount of money, who got me the flight, turned around and then said, well, you know what, I told you it wasn't going to work out to begin with, blah, 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 and I can't get you good luck, is what he said. I go, well, you know what, pretty soon you and your family are going to need my help. And when you do, don't worry, I'll still be there. And then another one, I had another guy from my past, and I mean like someone I was supposed to be real close to, trying to set me up again, and thought I didn't know it. I knew it the whole time, so I just let him throw money in my direction, and then I took care of that situation. But, you know, I mean, it's come to the point where I've just become callous to this stuff. It's an irritation. You know, it doesn't hurt my feelings anymore. It's just a basic irritation. But finally having the upper hand does feel nice. It does feel nice. Sit the boy. Chyba specula. Because Amtrak requires an ID, but they only ask if you're being a problem. Just buy a ticket and don't say anything. Do you want to buy me a ticket? Because the only way I was going to buy a ticket was the person who owes me money was going to get that ticket. And now they're like, oh, yeah, I can't. So if anybody's up for getting me a ticket, that'd be freaking amazing. I think Amtrak would be like $300-400, which is still not much at all. Yeah, so they did not show up, unless this is them. And it does not look like it's them. I don't know this person. She's very, very cute, but oh my god. Some freaking movie. But I gotta, like I said, it's not them, so I gotta keep going. But, yeah, person never showed up, so I'm gonna shut down the broadcast. I will try to broadcast with you guys and try to come live later on a different platform. For now, I am gonna head out and go humble myself for a little while. Hit me up if you're around. This entire town does not seem to have like a whole lot going on. Later in the night, they might. I don't know. But for now, from what I'm discovering, there's not much available. So we'll see what happens, and I'll talk to you soon.
And that's not a threat or a promise. It is, I just want to look you in the eye and help you realize that I'm the guy that shows up first to remind you to change your ways so you have a chance to keep going. Because unlike some of my brothers, I really care. I really have been enjoying this way of life for a very, very long time. And I don't want to see you miss out on all the opportunities that could come your way if you just keep doing what you got to do, but remove the religious part of it. I understand that you don't want to have to do things the way that they do them. But if you're humble enough, you admit that the way they do things is that way for a reason. But we do it in a mature fashion where it's removed from control because it's supposed to be natural. So be natural, trust yourself, let go of those negative habits, and let yourself be free. Because it's not something where you free yourself and being rebellious is how you become free. You be responsible with your choices.
Hey, Lori. Gordon. Oh my gosh. If you don't hear me curse, I have reasons tonight. So I won't be cursing as much tonight. Deal with it. I'm not being fake, just adapting. Can I rap? No, I can't. Yes, I can. Just don't tell anybody. See, when I haven't eaten in like a day, I take a bite of food, takes a breath out of me, knocks me backwards. I really feel it going into the rest of my body. Excuse me. I'm a Libra. So balancing scales is my constellation. Whatever you call it, I don't know. excuse me if I have bad manners while I'm eating. I'm super hungry, so I just got to deal with it. I'm sorry. What's up, Catnip? Dale, thanks for the follow. I have a great voice. Thanks. I use it for talking all the time. I use my voice for talking all the time. Yo, yo. What am I eating? Subway. What's up, Sammers? How are you? I'm eating, and then
You like your cookies like you like your woman? Black and burnt?
chocolate and warm. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Anyway. Oh, man. This is when the Viking comes out at me. Man. Perfect timing. How you doing? What's up, Jackie? I'm okay. Orlando's a pretty tough place to get out of, but unless you have the money. I'm trying to get a ticket out of here. Had a flight. Someone paid for a flight, but turned around, wouldn't let me on the plane, even though I was ID'd. Just because I was in shambles, and like I deal with like social anxiety and stuff, so they thought that I was like, causing a problem or something. I was just nervous because there's like a lot of people.
I can't. Oh, not today. It's not me. I got respect. I got put on me and don't imagine that, guys. That's the only reason why. Put it in the chat, Joe. Watch that. Think like this. I got you. Put it in the chat, Joe. Watch that. Think like this. I got you. Never mind. Never mind. I know what you're saying. Don't worry about that.
And around here, I feel it's probably pretty easy to find someone who would, oh wait, no, I don't have to, because I have my own now. Holy crap, I got hotels. I got my freaking ID. Can everybody give me a hotel tonight? I had all these freaking offers, and I couldn't say yes to you. Any of those offers still on the table? Because I could now go in and get it myself. And welcome to 250 to broadcast. We're back on horse.
Not because I want to make myself sorry. Nick! Come here. Do you want to pay first?
Oh, wow. I'm not the only one excited, am I? Jackie goes, oh shit. Really? Oh, really now? I can't. I can't. You guys live in a different world than I do. I'm gonna tell you that much. I stay in my own head, and I think about life the way that I want to think about life. And I literally do ignore anyone that disagrees with me, because I live in a better world in my head. So why on earth would I acknowledge people that live in a worse world, unless they're trying to live in a better world, and they're open to living a better life. But otherwise, I just gotta block it out and follow the yellow brick road. Just keep on to Oz, per se. We're all mad here. We're just not upset or angry. We're just mad. But the question is, are you mad, bro? Catnip, thanks for the beans. Or for the gifts. Jackie goes, claps, yes. How did I get an ID? Through the government. The government gave me an ID. Because I'm a not citizen thing. I don't know what the heck I am. All I know is I'm allowed to have what I have. There's a thing doesn't exist for what I have yet. Like what I am in this country doesn't exist. So I just have regular paperwork for now until they create another category, I guess. Way to fill a room. Yes. We did it. We filled the room. I don't know how there's 250 people in here, but I'm not complaining. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to follow. And then snap me, message me. There's so many things I'd be saying right now, but like I said, I gotta respect the culture. I don't want to curse or anything or talk about certain things, but we'll talk later. Especially, we get me in a hotel, we'll have conversations. We will definitely. I have full-blown conversations about very specific topics and experiences I have had that I couldn't talk to you guys about in public, that I could talk about behind closed doors. That's my day. My day is like a good 3 out of 10, which is actually pretty good compared to the past couple of days. Karma Swift sounds like something a Taylor Swift fan would come up with. Well, yeah, I'm a Taylor Swift fan, so it kind of fits. I mean, my username is literally karma.swift13. I'm a Taylor Swift fan. You look at my Twitter, well, not the Twitter that you guys have, but my actual Twitter, and it's all Swifties. All Swifties. Tay-Tay is the queen, okay? Also my second cousin, but neither here nor there. She goes, yes. I literally, straight up, I was on the bus today, and there's a 13 carved in the seat in front of me. I was just like, girl, you watching? Yeah, I'm just like, it's happening. What's the price range for room? Literally, there's rooms around here for like $50. Not exaggerating. I find rooms that are posted for $13 and then taxes. There's rooms around here that are literally like $50. $50 for a room. Yeah. I mean, are they run down? Are there drugs? Are there bed bugs? I don't know. I don't care. There's hardwood floors and there's locks. I'll be fine. And everybody's about to get paid next week. Just in time.
Alright, see you.
In a shower. Thank you for the reminder. Yes, I will take like a 3-hour shower, obviously. Whenever I do get rooms, I go and I sit in there, and whether it's a shower or a bath, I literally will just sit in there for hours. Just contemplate life. Everybody likes a hot shower.
Yeah.
It's fine either way. But yes, absolutely, everybody does like a hot shower. I agree.
I remember when I used to work my old job, and I have no. They want to enjoy themselves.
No wonder. Oh, I almost got opinionated. I'm getting comfy. That's what's happening. Is I'm getting comfy. So yeah, message me or something if you're willing to give me a room. I would really, really, really appreciate it. You pay for it over the phone, and then they take your card for incidentals. And as you guys know, I'm like super clean, literally. Like I clean up after the people around me, let alone just don't make a mess myself. And then, they refund the deposit in the morning or next afternoon. It would also be a major victory for like everything I'm doing. People saw that people were helping me. Like people are buying me food. Thank you. I'm actually thinking about getting a foot-long tattoo because I googled it and it says that if you get a 12-foot or 12-inch by 12-inch tattoo of the Subway logo, they will give you free subs for life. So if I put a Subway tattoo on my body, on my sternum, I will get free Subway for life, and I will never have to worry about food ever again. And to me, that sounds like a pretty decent trade. I'm like, who's ever gonna know that I have a Subway tattoo? And even in my roles, I could just put makeup on. And for the roles that include going to the ocean, just waterproof makeup. Who's gonna know? Who's gonna care? Free food for life. Alright, I have to go get more to drink. Give me 2 seconds. Yes, look it up. It's a real thing. If you are starving, go get a 12-inch by 12-inch Subway tattoo on your sternum of their logo. And get free tattoo, free Subway subs for life. Oh, my question was, do you know of any churches in the area or any groups or anything that might be able to help you get a ticket out to California for like Amtrak or Green?
Not that I know. Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of got super straight in here. I made it to Orlando.
Right?
Now I'm like, oh wait, how do I get out of Orlando?
I didn't get out.
I didn't get directions on the.
That's where we go. That's me. You open the doors? Yeah. Come on, girl.
Sleeping. I'm just comfy against the wall. I thought the wall was warm, so I put myself against the wall. I'm cozy. I'm comfy. What do you want to say? This is the only 24-hour subway I've seen on the entire East Coast. I'm getting cozy. And I'm loud. That's how I do it. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of my bros, they ask me, "How do you do it?" And I say, "It's the voice. I use my vocals. I use my range of vocals. There's 2 things that ladies look for: noise, sound, and your scent. So I use my voice.
Pluto, thanks for the glow sticks. Fonzie, what's up, dude? Sorry I didn't say hi till now. I saw you there. I'm so used to you being there now that I'm sorry for not saying hi. Or Peter, welcome to broadcast. Taylor Swift is your second cousin. Yeah, don't tell anybody. You didn't hear me say that out loud on here. She'll deny it. Probably cool. I denied it for the longest time. We're both from the same area. We grew up in the same area. I ended up in foster care. So I didn't, your eyes don't hurt either. Thank you. It's a good thing I hate the clothes I'm wearing because I keep spilling stuff on them. Like, do you guys not realize how cheap $50 is for a room? Like, $50 is like, it's very cheap. It's a really good price. I'm glad I don't live here, or I'd be like, be going and getting hotel rooms for reasons. You know, like some people do. Must be spending like $80, $100. I ain't doing that. I might get hooked up with like one of the owners. Let's get like a very specific room. Just dress it up a little bit nicer. And just come out there every weekend or something like that. It's like dinner and a movie out. Right? I know people that spend 10 times that on a dinner. That's a full night's sleep. A lot of rich friends who didn't go poor, but went into debt. So they wanted to change their lifestyle when COVID hit. Me, I made money. Just because I've never... And they always made fun of me for the way that I lived, but it worked out for me. But now I've reached a part of my life where I don't want to live this way anymore. And it's like, it's gone too far. You know what I'm saying? So, it's time to switch things around a little bit. I'm literally supposed to have somebody sitting next to me right now. I wonder where they're at. I wonder who it is. I don't always pick up on the cues, you know? I mean, there was this one Latino chick that I met on the bus. I didn't really meet her, but we like exchanged gazes, and then she stared at me for like the next hour and a half. If she wasn't as cute as she was, I would have thought it was creepy, but she was really cute, so I just thought it was cute. But she stared at me pretty much the whole bus ride, and then we got off the bus, and then we got back on the bus. She stared at me pretty much the whole time until we got back on the bus. Probably could have went somewhere, but I'm guessing we would have went to where Abuela's, and there would have been like 13 people in there. And I'm not looking to give abuela grandchildren. I'm not there. I'm not at that point in my life right now. So I didn't say anything. It's true. You find me a Spanish chick that wants to hook up. Find me one. Find me a Spanish chick that's not trying to have kids. One. No, you don't gotta, you know what? Yeah, I know why. Because you're trying to pop one out. I'm stupid. I'm a fertile man. We're not playing this game. I don't do roulette. I don't gamble. I don't know if you went first. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I need it more than you do. That sucks. Walking in the streets. And yep, I did just do that. That's how it is. That's how it actually is out here. I'm not even playing. You guys just saw like a little blip. How it really is. Do I care? Of course I do. But I have two options. I could live out the rest of my life this way and keep telling myself I'm a good person, letting people in front of me in line over and over and over again. Or I could realize I am in a concealed carry state, the concealed carry state of Florida, just whip it on out and say, get out my way, I know where I belong. So that's what I'm doing. What do I care about? It's myself. I don't hurt the people around me. I do help them. But I don't go out of my way to help people. I'm not going to go out of my way to help people again until my life's in a position that it should be. Like when I'm not sitting in a position like this, then I will go out of my way for people more often than I do. Like as much as I used to. But, you got to realize when I started going out of my way for people, I was in a much better position socially. And then I kind of looked around and realized where my life got to, and I'm like, I need to refocus for a while. I heard it was open carry now, or concealed carry, open carry. I don't know. All I know is I think it's like anybody in Florida could have a gun now or something like that. Whatever. I'm not from Florida. I don't know. Don't live in Florida. I don't know. Aiko goes, hey, gorgeous. Hi, Aiko. Aiko, you haven't messaged me yet. Aiko. Lori. Aiko. Come and support. Yes. Sergeant on Open Broadcast. Absolutely. Come support. We need to keep the bad guys away from Subway. That's a mission tonight. Protect Subway. Got this. It's only 24-hour Subway I've seen on the coast. And we're gonna protect it. It's not even on the coast, but it's just the only one I've literally seen on the entire eastern seaboard. So stand and post. Anybody puts any litter on, drops anything, litter on the ground, that's it. They're done. Gotta answer to us. We'll fill their inboxes with smut, and we'll flood their comments on their Facebooks and stuff. That's what we'll do. We'll do. No littering at the Subway. Gotta keep the floors clean. Or else. Bam, bam, bam. Miriam goes, when do you usually start broadcasting? I broadcast pretty much just any time during the day. It really depends. Just like whenever I could. Like today, I really didn't get a chance until now. And I did this afternoon, but you know what I'm saying. So John, am I an outdoor lover? No, I'm gonna be straight up with you. Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. I am not.
I like being indoors. Unless I'm under the covers, I like it warm. And I'm so uncomfortable. Can't stand any of this. I'm just glad to be eating. That's where I'm at.
You wanna you wanna make one?
Sure.
Thank you.
Batman gets paid. Just kidding. I just got hooked up with some baked chips from a very beautiful woman. I don't know who it is, but she's like freaking cute. Like literally 10 out of 10. She's smoking. Beautiful, cute. And give me a bag of chips. I think she's the boss too. When? No, am I frozen right now? Tell me a story about one of your hiking trips. Well, this one time at band camp, Sergiano goes, "It's froze right when you were talking to me." Yeah, I'm sorry about that. What was I saying? I opened this bag too. I didn't mean to do that. That's sorry, I mean them both anyway. If I'm not fat by the end of the night, then something wrong. What was I saying? Oh yeah, you gotta hit me up, because like I have been reintroduced to society. I got a nice little hookup in there, and I'm like a different man. I'm like a new man. I'm not even kidding you. And I knew that was the problem too. For the longest time, like maybe for some people, you don't do it till you're married, this and that, and like that's good for you. But I'll tell you what, if I had just given my girlfriend what she wanted when I was in high school, I bet you $1 million I'd either be married to her right now for all this time, or I just would have lived a happier life, you know? It's just all this pent up everything over and over. Do you do it? Do you not do it? Who do you talk to? You don't do it. If I would have just jumped into life and said, screw it, literally, I think I'd have been fine. And now that's why, like, I am fine. Is I told you guys this, I don't know if you remember, but for some of you that weren't here, like, there's just been situations where I could have hooked up with some really attractive women, and I didn't. And they really, really weren't, they were coming on to me. And I could have, and I didn't. And now I regret that I didn't. And this most recent young lady that, had approached me, I went to bed with her. I'm glad I did. And that's what I'm trying to say to you is, like, I was right. Like, all I needed to do was just be able to move on, And it was so therapeutic. Like, I can't even tell you how good it was for me. So, like, don't be knocking it until you try it. Don't. Like, I literally jumped the fence. Like, I'm on the other side of the fence, just over that. How much that just rebuilt, for me, just like, that everything's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have nearly as much distress as I thought I did. And it was just not taking care of what I needed to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing that the flow is going somewhere in my life, and then it hits a certain point, and I'm making rules for myself that aren't fair to me. So I'm being more fair to myself. So bad. Nice to meet you too, Sean. Welcome to the 216 the broadcast. Flamingo Bay, thanks for the follow. Denon, thanks for the follow. Yeah, here, I'll show you. I got a little boot. You see? I got a little boot. I mean, it's a big boot. I found it on the street, but it's better than nothing at all. And I realized how I ended up breaking my foot or whatever the hell's wrong with it, because it hurts like hell. It was because I had my pair of sandals that were super soft and comfortable, and they worked for me for thousands of miles, right? Or for like over 1,000 miles, I'd say. And I swapped them out. And that was the dumbest thing I could have done, because I didn't think about it. I just swapped them out, and then I kept walking the same distances. And then all of a sudden, I could barely walk, and I'm like, what is going on here? And it even took me, like I said, until just today to realize it's probably because I swapped out my sandals. But my body was just so used to that, those sandals. But I'm also glad I'm done. I'm trying to get done wearing sandals, because it's like I built this gap between my toes too. And it's like real weird. And also it's like I gotta keep eating. I gotta keep myself at like a healthy pace, because like this morning I woke up, I could not feel my arm. Like my blood flow is just so, like everything is so off right now. It's not even funny. Like I that's why I'm now pushing. You guys see me pushing instead of like, oh, I'm just gonna go walk some more and I'll talk about it later or whatever. No, now I'm like, I need a freaking ticket home, because I have pushed myself too far, and I'm admitting it. I'm not being a wuss. I'm not being a puss. I'm saying, like, for real, I'm gonna end up dying. I wish I was exaggerating, but my dad was the same way. Like how he died, he just pushed himself, and you wouldn't even know that he had issues or stuff going on, because you couldn't see it on his face. He would cover it up. And that's what I'm doing right now. Like, as I'm sitting here, I am so screwed 15 ways to Sunday. No pun intended, not exaggerating. But you're not going to see it on my face, because I'm hiding it from you. Because what I've learned is showing that weakness doesn't help anyway. People help you less when you show them how much you're actually going through. So like I just try to put a good face on and push through and ask for the help, but just while putting a good face on. But like I said, I got to get there. And then once I'm there, you got to realize, like, it's a land of plenty out there, especially for people who are trying to rebuild their lives. Like, you got the food banks out there, and food stamps on it. They do organic food. They do this government housing program where people are actually getting into places. A lot of the people that are coming into the country are not going over to California. They're going up to the Northeast. And a lot of the population from California who can't figure out how to afford the lifestyle out there are moving out of the state. So there's a lot of people actually moving out of California, and prices are going down. But unlike when it happened in New York during COVID, they're not talking about it. So like, you're getting apartments in California, like San Diego, Los Angeles, was it San Bernardino, San Francisco? There's apartments out there for like, now these are studios, but studio apartments for like $700-800 a month, you know, in the nicest parts of California. So, and it's not going to stay that way. So, I figure now is literally the perfect time for me to just go get myself settled and start over and start my own life. I would come to Canada, but Canada's not for me. I'm telling you, not for living. Like, I'm an American. There's no way around it. Even my behavior, like I'd be in prison. I'd last a month in Canada before I ended up in prison just for the way that I talk. Because like you guys have totally different speech laws, and people don't even know that. Like, they're like, speech laws. What are speech in this country? But in Canada, there's like a lot of stuff you just can't say. And people don't know that. Like, you can't go on the internet and just make fun of people with alternate identities or sexual identities. You can't use the word that refers to a pile of sticks. Like, you can't use that word online, or you will literally get a criminal conviction, like making fun of somebody. So, it's we have a lot of freedom in this country that we oftentimes will abuse and not understand how lucky we are and how blessed we are to be here. And like, people complain about how the government is or this or that, and they have no idea how it is literally just over the border, whether you go up or you go down. And people think Canada is better than Mexico, and it's not. It's different. Canada is like it's like a government, it's a government state. It's very stringent. It's very strict. And then you go south, and it's like the Wild West, comparatively to what you might see on TV. You go down to Mexico, and it's just open fire everywhere. You go up to Canada, and you might not want to be too loud on the side of the street, or all of a sudden you are sitting in a cell. So, like I said, it's either way. If you like a good balance, stay here in America. And if you're seeking a little more freedom while still having the ability to have that structure and also having a backup plan in case things go sideways, come to America. We're really good for a lot of stuff. People just don't appreciate us. And most people, unfortunately, come to this country and just take advantage of it. And it's really sad because, like, there's so much more you can get out of this country when you know how to utilize things properly without cheating the system or trying to cheat. That's another piece. You do not cheat the system in America. I do not care how much you think you're cheating the system. Trust me when I say our country is so adept to, we literally have protocol for, every little single possible thing you could try to do. We are so methodical, it's not even funny. I guarantee you, if you're doing something on one end, there's a hand in your back pocket by permission on the other end. You got any cigarettes? You smoke?
I don't have any tobacco.
Oh, it's okay. I don't have money to purchase you anything, but I'll toss you a half sandwich. This is all I got, bro. I don't have an ability to buy you anything. I really don't. Do you just roll your eyes at me? All right. Enjoy starving or pretending to starve. See you later. People like you are the reason I have issues out here. Can you go break your foot so I can fix mine? That blows my mind. Dude literally just asked me if I had money to buy him a sandwich, and I don't, so I offered him half of my sandwich, and he rolled his eyes at me and walked away. This is what I mean when I say, they don't, go to Mexico, please, for the love of God. That dude needs to get, somebody needs to bring their helicopter. Who's got a 2-seater? We're dropping him in San Juan. I swear to you. We're going to put him in San Juan for 15 minutes, and we'll just clean up the piss when he's... Sorry, I'm going too far. But the point is, I just cannot believe how people behave in this. That, I can't even believe that just happened. I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. The privilege. People don't realize how lucky we are. And I say the same thing when I don't have food. You guys have seen me. Even when I'm in a position where my friends are being a little less generous, no matter what I gave them, I still say the same thing because it's still true. And if you don't think it's true, test the theory. But if you turn around and you're throwing jabs at our country, and then you're complaining that the country's not giving you what you want, just ask yourself, if somebody was taking jabs at you, would you feed them? And it's so common around here. You would not believe. I kid you not, there's only two. There's one establishment that has treated me the way I deserve, and that has been this Subway right here. I kid you not. This place is going to get an unbelievable amount of blessings. I can't even, because all the blessings I would have loved to give throughout Florida, they don't deserve it. I'm not even kidding you. They did not earn it from me. They've been treating me like shit, treating me like trash. Here, I got respect. And then you go, and the bus drivers. That's the other thing, is the bus drivers for this Lynx bus track. They are the kindest, most compassionate, friendly, and guiding individuals. They will help you. They will not steer you wrong. They will give you respect, and they will show you where you need to get to. Every single one of them made sure that I made it through this city, and that I didn't end up somewhere I didn't know where I was at or what I was doing. And then, like I said, because yesterday and today, I didn't really eat all that much, and I was just kind of out of it. So I needed a little help. I needed a little, and anybody would. For those of you that have never had to tough it, I'm telling you, you can be the smartest person. You could have everything together. Don't overestimate yourself. You give yourself a day and a half without food and overexertion and not enough sleep. All of a sudden, you look like the rest of them. And you could be operating like the rest of them. And you know what I'm talking about. The people that are out there that are so different than you. all it takes is, I'm telling you, 72 hours. 72 hours is all it takes for you to look just like that and to be just like that. So do not overestimate yourself, and do not, like, continue to appreciate what you have and where you're at. Because when I say literally 3 days is all it takes for you to be in that position, it's all it takes. So anyway, you're kind of sorry that happened. No, that's normal. Like I said, it's also easier for me to give something away when somebody else gave it to me. Yeah, I mean, like, that was a gift from somebody else who would be fine with that, you know, if it was like, but the other day, somebody sent me like $20 to get cigarettes and stuff, and you guys know that I couldn't. Now I could buy cigarettes and whatnot because I'm in need, but I couldn't buy them, and so somebody was buying them, and they're going and they smoked pretty much everything I bought. And I bought them, and I said, oh yeah, you could have one or two. And they knew too. And then they're passing them around to other people. And you gotta realize, like, whatever vibe somebody's on, you roll with that. Like, the person that's providing, you roll with that vibe. And for me, I knew how rare it was for me to get that cash to begin with for cigarettes, right? Because, like, it's money for food, it's this and that. So, like, $20 for cigarettes was a treat. You know, like, that was a serious treat. And then like I said, I bet you I got $3 in cigarettes out of that 20. And that, you know, that was the last straw for me. Like I said, that guy asked for food. That's different. Like, I'll put food right in your mouth if you want it. There you go. But, you know, he asked if I had money for food. Which was immediately a red flag for me, because the only thing I heard was, do you have money? To catch my drift. So I immediately asked him if he had cigarettes, because that, you know, I'll make a trade like that. I'll make a deal with you. And then he turns his nose up at me like he's better than me. I'm like, I mean, I would feel sorry for you, but I don't have a reason to. I've been out here long enough to know that you're not struggling. You know what I'm saying? What's up, bro?
Outside, you found the door. It just doesn't look good for business. You have no food. No more. You probably still eat it. At the end of the day, you didn't spend $20 because you probably did. I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying you also got a deal. So I'm just saying, dog, I respect you. You respect me. Because I can easily call police against trespass. I can make further things. I'm trying to stop myself from doing that. And I'm respecting you. I know you just came out of the hospital. You still got to go back to the hospital. The best bet is not to be here on me. You see what I did together with you.
You ain't gonna be saying none of this to me. I got you.
That's all I'm saying.
I forgive you.
Come back out here because it might be a whole different story.
No, I forgive you. It's all right.
The first warning, and you came and harassed me, and I'm giving you the third.
Well, actually, you've been harassing me all night, but I would be the one calling the cops, not you. Well, I'm gonna head out.
I'm talking about. I was sitting.
I'm gonna head out for your sake.
You came and harassed me about.
No, I didn't. You got cameras.
Yeah, but you
And they read lips.
followed me.
Don't play with me on it.
I'm not.
Trust me, you wouldn't be the first manager I've gotten fired. Ask my fans, bro. I'm not gonna play with you. Bro, I'm not gonna play with you.
I'm running shit no matter what.
What I see make me feel even more bad. I can't do that to you. I'm heading out.
Do you work? Here, no, you're on the internet. You're on an app. You're just trying to make someone look bad. You can't make me look bad.
I'm not, bro. You came out here trying to make me look bad.
No, I came out here.
Like, it's literally now on my recording too. Do you hear
Did I
me?
not come out here respectfully to you?
No,
Yes, I did.
you
I didn't come out here.
It's perception. I recommend. I could give you what I could give you is my username, and you could take a look at your own words, and you'll find out that you were super disrespectful.
I was never.
But I hope you have a good night.
I hope you do too, sir.
Oh, I will. Trust me. I don't know what her name is yet, but I will. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out. Wish me luck. Like I said, I'm gonna go somewhere where men aren't women. Peace for now.
Do what you have to do.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that to you.
No,
You're all right, bro. I see what you're being put through. I ain't gonna do that to you.
That goes to show you that I'm coming to you as most utmost respect.
Yeah, totally wild. I mean, you spend $20. You know, I spent a good amount of money in that store just hanging out, and I did not hang out any longer than a regular customer. And then to come approach me like that was totally inappropriate. Like I said, it's just when people are insecure, they make some stupid choices. And when they're in your direction, the best thing you can do is diffuse the situation and move on. So what's up, Jamie? Hey, welcome back. Ella Turin, welcome to the broadcast. How are you, my friend? I'm okay. I was just talking about how I hooked up with this middle-aged chick the other night, right? And she's beautiful. And ever since then, I have just acquired this taste, and now I'm looking for older women. I'm not even kidding you, because it's just like this totally different perspective. Whereas like she really knew what she was doing, and I thought these younger chicks knew what they were doing, and maybe I just haven't been with the right ones my age. But I'm telling you, this woman, she was in her 40s, and she knew. Oh my God, way different experience, way different experience. Around heavy. I go, oh, there's an ambulance and everything. Here, I'll show you guys. You ready? Now I'm gonna start showing you guys stuff. Just because, like at this point, maybe I could have the magic happen that happened the other night, where that chick just came up to me and brought me home. I'm serious. That's how it happened. I was hanging at the park, and this chick just comes right up to me and brought me back to her place, and that was how that happened. So I'm kind of hoping that happens again. But my next goal is, I'm hoping that I can find a chick that's around my age this time, instead of when it's in her 40s. Because I would like to have the kind of sex that I had with that woman with somebody my age. You know, that would be freaking awesome. Just because it's like a connection thing, you know what I mean? Like I felt so small. I mean, not small, but small, like emotionally, because there's a woman. You know what I mean? I was a woman. So yeah. But how old is she? 30s? No, she's in her 40s. She was like 45. Yeah, it was awesome though. Oh my God. Like I'm straight. I was blown away, absolutely blown away. So what I'll say is, do not estimate a woman's, do not estimate whether or not they're tiny. But how old is she? 30s? No, she's in her 40s. She was like 45. Yeah, it was awesome though. Oh my God. I'm straight. I could not believe how tight she was. I could not believe it. I was blown away. Absolutely blown away. So what I'll say is, do not estimate a woman's, do not estimate whether or not they're tight based on whether or not they're big or small. Trust me. It does not play a role, pretty much whatsoever. It just doesn't. There are chicks that are super tiny, and you barely feel it. And oh wow, oh ready? And then you got chicks that are look, check it out. And then you got chicks that are yeah, look, they're they're all over. I think they're trying to catch somebody. Then you got chicks, and they're super, they're tiny down there. But you never know. For me, it's like a confidence thing. I'll base it on or society's viewpoint, and take her home, because you're gonna have the best sex of your life. I guarantee you. Whether she's good looking to you or not. So anyway, moving on. So the shut down, but then once I get cleaned up and I get back home, once I'm in California, you have a good time. But you got to realize that this is all new for me, and I'm having to warm up to my own life. Really, it's kind of weird, but I'm getting used to it, slow but sure. And I keep going places that are more and more accepting, and more and more open, and so I'm slowly coming out of my shell. But sounds pretty lit out there. It is pretty cool. And I know, the men in my family, they're varsity football. They were all in the mix and everything. But I grew up outside my family. You got to realize that after my dad got killed, when he was a Navy SEAL, and when he passed, I got put in foster care. So like I grew up way different. So I got all the genes and all that, but socially I am so introverted. I got all the social skills because that comes from my dad's side, but I'm introverted just because of how I was raised. So I end up sitting up in the background. Sometimes I meet chicks, sometimes I don't. But honestly, the chicks that I end up going home with are the ones that come to me, just because that's my style. You know what I mean? I'm the one that I'm hanging out, and if it happens, it happens. If it don't, I'm not sweating it. But anyway, plenty of fish goes to me. Nina goes, any chance of meeting up with her again? No, that was a one-time thing. That was, well, for me, it was a one-time thing. I may or might have told her I was going to meet up with her later in the day, but she didn't show up where we were going to meet up. Like at the time that we were going to meet up. So I waited like a half hour and then I headed out. And I imagine she would have been there if we waited a little longer. But to be honest, I wanted to keep moving on. So like that good was slightly sentimental. If we'll say that's my favorite, and not because I'm really not. But if there's fucking, you know, like, and that could go 2, 3, 4 days. I'm so down for that. You know, because like she's doing her thing, I'm doing my thing, and we're doing it together. But like you're still your own person. You know what I'm saying? Like you're both in it for pleasure. You're doing your own thing, and then it goes for 3 or 4 days, and then you're done, and there's no stress, no drama. You had a good time. You hung out together. You got to know each other. You part ways, and there's no like emotional strings attached of like expectations or whatever. You know, and then you can actually stay in touch, and it's not awkward. Uncomfortable or painful for a guy when it's too tight. You have experienced anyone that it would be tight that it hurts me? I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be totally straightforward. I got a very strong cock, so I don't know. I don't know. I haven't personally. I can't speak for other guys, but I personally have never experienced it. Broadcast tones. Alright. Don't give me shades. Figure I'd wear them. How am I? Hi, Shetty. Welcome to broadcast. I'm decent. Just, survived the night in Orlando. It wasn't nearly as hard as you'd think. Here's the thing. When you're nice to people, it's pretty easy to survive. It's not that hard. It's really not. When you're not nice to people, well, you get the gist. Be nice to people. It'll work out in your favor. Lucas, welcome to the broadcast. How are you? Sydney goes, do you like singing? Yes, I do. My only hang up about last night is that I had to give up a little bit of my food to the animals. Wasn't too happy about that, but it is what it is. You know, it's for all the dead homies and the devil's cut. And I know I sound like a 6-year-old when it comes out of my mouth because of my tone of voice, but God, am I a serious man. So it's a very real thing. You do it for the ones you lose, and you do it for the ones you never were. Can I sing my favorite song? No. Maybe another time, if I'm making money. I don't want to just sit here and sing. Gordon, welcome to the broadcast. How are you? So I love the shades. Thank you. How are you? Ian, I've been seeing you pop up in this broadcast. You got very active very quickly. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Lucas goes, do you like dancing? Yeah. Oh, I love dancing. I would have been here dancing last night, but you know, funds are tight and I gotta get home, so couldn't afford it. I knew if I came over here I'd end up spending money on somebody. And not right now. I don't have any money, because if I had money, then it meant that I'm not going home. I'm going home. Travels are done. this kind of traveling is done. Absolutely done for good. Enjoy the last of it. And those of you ill-advised enough to try and hinder me from getting home, God help you. It's like you want to warn people or you want to let them know how it's going to affect them. But you can't, you know what I'm saying? But let's just say that I've been far more good a guy than I knew that I was. I didn't even know how good I was being to people. And I mean, happily, awesome for you. That's good. But this kind of like once you know, you stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you know, that part of it's over. It's no longer happening. So I gotta get home. Go somewhere I can put some earplugs in. I don't have to hear that ambulance all day long. I ain't gotta hear those sirens all day long. Because it ain't my problem. And that's the way it is. That's the way it goes. And people guilt you one way or the other and say, you know, you gotta be a certain way in society. But the fact of the matter is you gotta put yourself first. You know, I don't know. I cannot possibly adopt the mindset that I'm going to do anything other than live the life that I have to live, you know what I'm saying? However everything else goes is the way it's supposed to be. If I'm not where I'm supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to do, then things aren't the way they're supposed to be, no matter how nice it is. So no matter what the cost to any other situation, it's all stuff that would have went down either way had I not been where I was supposed to be. Or, you know, it's going to go down either way, so it might as well be with me where I'm supposed to be. Lucas, thanks for following. Shreya, what's up? How are you? Yeah, it's good. So you guys like the shades, huh? Let's get a little eye action so we can get the numbers up for a minute. There we go. There we be. Okay. Just give it a minute. Oh man, I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna be with my people, and that's the biggest thing, you know. Is like you gotta know who you are. Somebody's shining a freaking light at me right now. Oh, it's just headlights. Sorry, I get that way sometimes. Like I said, people do it. You know, I got people come up to me to start taking my picture. I wish I was kidding. I'm not. They'll come right up to me, start taking my picture without my permission, and I'm just like it's one thing if you're like if it's like paparazzi, like I've had that, but it's different when it's just somebody random. You know what I mean? Like it's creepy. Like come up to me and say hi. I'll take a picture with you. But you know what it is? It's that like I don't got like main. That's why I gotta be getting. I have to go get some rolls or something because people they recognize me, but I'm not like a public figure of like mainstream media that is a recognizable type person yet. So they're like they feel weird to come ask for an autograph or come take a picture, but then they'll take my picture at random and they'll like send it to me through social media or like you know they'll ask me for like a digital autograph or like just stuff in private, and I'm like it's just so awkward, you know what I mean? Like I need to go do some real stuff so that it can just all fit together, and then we don't have to do this creepy, you know, sitting in the side of the thing, plugging up, like what the hell is going on? What am I doing? People, you know, I got people looking out for me, but I don't at the same, you know, like whatever the hell is going on. Like I'm just ready to just be where I'm at. Not have it where I'm at, but it needs to look another way. It's super irritating. It's just so uncomfortable. And it's almost over. So I said, as soon as I get home, that piece I got my ID, got everything that I need. All I gotta do is get on that bus, get on that train, get on that plane, get in that car. Oh, that's another thing. I could rent a car. I didn't even think of it. I could rent a car. So I might just do that. I might just go rent a car. But it's time. It's time to get home. Oh. And coming. They all know I'm on the way. They're shaking in their boots because they don't really know me yet. They don't realize that I'm stories make me out to be. I'm really not. I'm not just talking about the stuff you guys have heard about. I'm talking about the legends, the stories, stuff people have heard, like on the DL. There's stuff that you can't put in the paper, stuff that you can't put in the news. I'm a good guy. I really am. And I look out for my people. So I have my own, I don't want my own people being fearing me. Don't be, because you know what I am, you know who I am. And I'm on your side, obviously. So, I get home, I look up for my people. But I have a lot of good people looking out for me that are going to keep the nasties away from me. Like when I get there, just like clear a path and make sure I can get where I need to be and start getting on track. So I'm going to have to go through the same process as everybody else, only because that's what I subscribe to. Like that's what I promised, that's what I agreed to. That's what I said I would do. And that's kind of what I requested too. Just to, make it look natural. Because I've already earned this, but I gave a little too much of it away. And now that I'm getting it back, now it's coming back to me. I figure might as well just go through the process, and then that's something, one more thing under my belt for when I get there, that when I get to that point in my life that I can relate to people who really did go through that kind of stuff. Like I did the skyrocket thing. Like I went through and I really just built super quick. Whereas a lot of people have to go for years and years and years. And so I'm going to go through that piece of it, and I'm getting through the end of the years and years part. And then once I'm there, I'll just be able to be far more relatable and be able to relate. She's like, did it ever mean anything to you? I'm like, I was bringing you with me. Like, the Lord blessed me with the life of blessed me with a dream life. And you ask, did it ever mean anything to you? I was bringing you with me. Like, I was letting you be a part of the impossible. Like, I gave you an invitation to the impossible. Of course. Nora, thanks for the follow. You look amazing, says Alex. Thank you. Excuse me. Sandra, thanks for the follow. Good morning, new glasses. Good morning, Gordon. How are you? Ifco, thanks for hearts. I'll tell you, oh my gosh, I'm feeling it again. That soreness is kicking in. Man, I'll tell you, I can't wait. Like I said, I get home, it's the land of plenty. Even as I'm coming up into the regular, like I said, it'll take a minute or two. I might not even take a minute or two, because, I got a couple of buddies out there. I could just get working real quick and be right back on my feet, and not have to be worrying about different parts of the system. But it'll be sure nice just to be getting, food in my mouth daily, just regular, good old-fashioned organic produce. Just be taking care of my body again. It'll be really nice. Because that's the biggest piece of it, is the health. Keep the God side in order. I'll keep God on my side. Family, always, family's always looking out, or else I wouldn't be sitting here right now, literally. And then, next is, health, personally, I put health before family, because if I'm not healthy, I can't really help my family. I gotta get safe here. You know what I say? Sophia, welcome to the broadcast, and thanks for the follow. Combat EMT, thanks for the share. I appreciate you.
He goes, come to Nepal. Sends me a message on Instagram. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I'm going to be real about this. Where things are going now. Like, I don't have to be doing this, what do you call it? This chase thing. You know, this, well, I might be interested. Like, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you something straight. You're interesting. I already got somebody that is up in my iMessage. You know what I mean? I already got a couple of people that are up in the DMs. I got people that are starting to come out the woodwork and finally starting to talk to me and have an interest. You know what I'm saying? And then this one chick is like, she's offering us to let me see her, if you catch my drift. And I'm like, oh yeah, all right, sure. And then she's like trying to lead me into like whatever, you know, I don't know. And it's not like fake stuff. It's like the real people, you know. But just trying to get citizenship or whatever. I don't know. But you know, then they got other ones that are coming right in being real, and can't compare. What I really hate doing though is having to cut people off, because you guys know, for me, things have come to a point where cutting people off doesn't mean ignoring them. It means where'd they go? You know what I'm saying? Now I've gotten ruthless on that. I really have, because I can't afford not to be. The only difference between, and I have to say, I think in some ways maybe I'm worse, because where some people just be like, snap of a finger, you know, it's done. For me personally, I play with my food, you know, and as bad, you know, I know it's bad, but I guess I just haven't matured out of that yet. And I got a little bit of angst left, so if I got people that are messing with me, like, I'll play with them a little first before I let them fall off. And it's like evil. I know, it's so bad, but let me just say it this way, like, I got picked on my whole life, right? And I got people bullying me and freaking messing with me my whole life. I finally started standing up for myself, started fighting back, started winning every fight. And what it comes down to is I don't put up with it anymore. So whenever I actually get people that start messing with me, or like being in my environment without my permission, or like be coming around me, like, it's alright to just come around me, I shrink up. You know, to me it's food. Unless it's gross, and it ain't food. But like, I'll play with it before I knock it off. And I know that don't make me a good person, but I didn't really ask you guys if you thought I was. You know what I'm saying? I'll say it, pick my nose. But that's, and there's another piece of it, is when you really get to the nirvana of self-actualization, it's a very real thing. Like, when you really know yourself, you don't care what people think anymore. And I mean, you actually don't. Like, people will be talking about you, people will be saying things, and sometimes you'll double down on the thing they're saying about you just to frickin' rub it in. You know, like, just put salt on the wound and dig your thumb into the hole in their leg. You know, just because you ain't got anything better to do, and just want to give a little reminder and a little thought forward on what they might want to do next. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny, because people they'll come around and they'll call you bad, but realistically, all they're doing is they want what you have, or they want to be who you are, and they're too weak to go and do it for themselves. So they'll turn around and try to make you look bad. Oh, that's a bad person. No, you'd be much more of a scumbag if you had what I had. You know, the reality is that these kind of resources go to the people that are the most responsible and who care the most. I got a good heart for people, so that's why I'm the guy that gets the goods. And I say that, set the example, so I say to you, I said, if you want more in life, stop being so selfish. You will get more. It doesn't work that way in the real world, and I'm going to share this with you straight, like off the books, outside of the persona, like real talk is, I'm going to take my glasses off for this for you guys. Real talk is in real life, because this ain't real life. I'm going to say this to you straight while I advocate for it, and I will step right on it, put my foot on the throat of the thing that I worship while I tell you the fact.
Jimmy Soroka.
It's all fake. Everything is rigged. Everything I have is a gift. Is given to me. None of it's mine. I don't take credit for any of these accomplishments. Alright, I'm going to tell you straight. But let me tell you something. In real life, I got way more than what I'm being given here. Because I bought what I got. Believe it or not, this gift, I bought the gift with my own bare hands in the real world, in real life. That's why sometimes I stutter, because I worked so hard that I got my brain bashed in ways you don't even want to know. Some of you have seen it. It's horrifying if you've seen any of the replays or if you've seen any of what I've been through. But I just put myself all the way through it because I knew how bad I wanted it. And now, I'm gonna go live with the gods, and that's that. But it's less than what I would have in the real world. But it's that comfort is what it's about. It's about being able to live a life where you have people you can relate to, people that are going to look out for you from all backgrounds, not just from where it's comfortable. Because having that comfort requires... I'll tell you what, there is one sitting over on one of those benches that I found. If you can get it running, the only thing is it don't have a power button, and that's the issue. But if you try to plug it in, it might turn on. But right now it's wet. Maybe try like a bag of rice. But straight up, I found that phone. It's a $250 phone. Somebody threw it off the bridge, so I put it back together. You're welcome to it, but the one I got, I don't have one to give up. But like I said, that one I put it over there. I just left it there. No, I'll tell you what, everybody around here seems to. You can ask pretty much anybody else you find around here, they probably do. I only smoke cigarettes. I don't. Straight up, I literally don't have $1. I'm not kidding you. It's on one of those stone benches. The one that's furthest down, or not furthest down, but one up from furthest down in this park. If it's still there. Literally right here. But on one of these stone benches, just yes. Yes, sir. Alright. Yeah, so like I said, real life stuff is much more difficult. Take the advantage when people don't take you seriously. And I don't mean take advantage of them. I'm saying take your own personal advantage, move forward when you're not taken seriously, and realize that you don't have to always be taken seriously. Yeah, go for it. Somebody might have grabbed it already, I don't know. But it's on one of them stone benches, or at least it was when I put it there. What do you call it? But just be cool with people. Don't be worried. If you want to have the most pride in the lifestyle that you live, have the least amount of pride on a personal level. And I cannot stress that enough. It sounds so counterintuitive, but you got to reverse engineer the entire situation. So you saw that the stone bench that you were at, it's one below that. And so the one you were at, you go one down, and it should be on the other end of the big stone.
Yeah, somebody probably grabbed that though.
Probably.
How long ago?
Oh, it's been a couple hours. Somebody probably grabbed it.
Gone. Let me see. I'll check it anyway. Thank you, man.
Of course. What do you call it? Yeah, just have as much humility on a personal level as humanly possible. Don't listen to anyone that tells you any different, because they will tell you different, especially in the industry or really in any part of society. They'll tell you, to have your pride about you, and if you don't have pride, then it affects your honor or whatever. No, friggin' be you, chill out, be as humble as humanly possible on a personal level, and have pride for your lifestyle, have pride for your craft, whatever it is that you do. And put that pride into the industry. Don't put that pride into your personal life. And with what I'm saying, if you're someone that's not smart enough to keep up what I'm saying with what I'm saying, or you're not keeping up with what I'm saying, then you're not about it. This is all. Then there's the last piece of it. Is you either got it in you or you don't. And it's not some foreign thing or whatever. It's it's who you are. It's not you're on the in crowd or no. You either are it. You're either part of it. You're either you're part of the flow, or you ain't it. And if you ain't it, then you ain't about it. And if you ain't about it, back out of it, because you're not in it. Even if you think you are, you're tricking yourself. Step back, watch, and enjoy.
purchase and be entertained. Do not try to entertain. If you're in it, you're in it. If you're not, back out, because you're only wasting your time, your money, your energy, and you're better off getting a regular job, starting a family, doing something normal and regular and average, and making yourself extraordinary in the regular life that you are probably made for. And remember that an extraordinary life has nothing to do with how it looks. It has to do with what you are and who you are. And if you are not that type of unique, don't try to be, because you're only going to be miserable, even if you work hard enough to become successful. Now, I personally, I said I was made for the extraordinary, but I put so much effort into a regular life that, you know, I am going to have like a small portion of a regular life. But that real part of it all, I have to admit to you, was mostly in dedication to a life that I thought I was going to have. And so it actually is a really big weight off my shoulders that I'm selling out. I'm not selling out, but selling off that part of my life that was going to be, you know, like, let's go walk through Mexico type of life. Like, I'm really glad I'm giving up on like the extra, because I'm extra as it is, you know, because I was just wearing myself out. And I'm really glad I'm making a wise choice to step back and be more responsible and just live a long, healthy life in a what I would call a regular way. It's very exciting, and just takes so much weight off my back. I don't know where we're at. Whitehammer, welcome to the broadcast. Goes, really? Yes. What am I talking about? Like I said, you're either about it or you ain't. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. Braden, thanks for the follow. Hello, Karma. Adita, welcome to the broadcast. How are you? Anastasia, привет, как дела? You guys are so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. How are you? Oh, by the way, officially taking applications for suitors. If there are any ladies interested. I am currently in like a hookup stage of my life. I am currently in a stage of my life where I am interested in exploring your body and your personality. And I am not in a place yet, like, I'm kind of just like getting options. I'm going to be straight with you. Like, that's the thing, ladies. You got to realize I'm a very honest man, like straight up. So you're going to get the real truth from me, which like in some ways is good, because ladies are like, oh, I want you to tell me the truth. Well, the truth is I'm not picking a lady right now. So, you know, realize that if you're the kind of woman that can't handle competition, don't hit my inbox. If you can't, like, I'm gonna do what I could to keep your attention. But if you can't keep my attention too, then don't bother. Like, if you don't have an interest in putting in the work to keep my attention, don't bother. Like, I already got a chick. Like I said, I got a chick up in my iMessages from like a totally foreign country. It's just like she's on it. She wants it. She knows what she wants. She's like, she knows what I'm about. She sees what I'm doing, and she's trying to be the first one in that door. And I'm gonna remember that when the time comes to pick someone to put up in that castle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't forget. Like, even if it's years down the road and I'm like, what about that one? Let's see how that one's doing. And if you don't like the way that I do it, then you ain't got to vibe with me. You ain't got to roll with me. But this is how I live, you know? I live based on my choices, based on what I want, based on my comforts and my conveniences. And I'm looking, like, in reference to that, I would look for somebody who wants to indulge in and enjoy the stuff that I'm doing. Like, you ain't got to do stuff with me. You do your thing. But, like, it's got to flow. It's got to be that trickle down from what I'm building and what I'm doing, you know? And if you want to fit into that, you got to realize that it ain't never going to be yours, and I ain't sharing it with you. What I'm doing is trying to create, like, a little habitat for you to take, you know, whatever you want from that and just turn it into whatever you want it to be in a way that is still conducive and sustainable for whatever I already got built up. So if you can fit into that, then bring it on. But we're talking a couple of years down the road, and I'm a planner. Like, trust me, like, I had somebody I was with who, like, I was planning out the rest of my life, literally. And I was accurately and statistically acute on the accuracy of how that was going to go. And it was going to go good. And but apparently, I impressed far more. I impressed some very, very powerful people, and I didn't realize that. And they kind of told me like I couldn't say no to them. And I found a way to say no to them, and I still said no. And then I turned around and said, "Say what? I'll meet you in the middle. I'll meet you in the middle. You know, this one ain't for me because they don't love me. So I'll take half. You know, survive them, and I'll take half." And so that's what we did. But they should end up just living a good life as long as they don't bother me. Somebody made a last plea for them, and I was like, fuck it. And even that's not a guarantee. Like I said, it's, I don't know how reliable they are, but no, I took my cut. I'm moving on. So, but it's tough. Like if only you guys knew some of the tough decisions I have to make. It's not fun. But that's why now I'm moving back into my own little bubble where my decisions affect me for the most part. You know, where my decisions are mostly about me, and any decisions that affect the people around me can be based on the influence of the decisions that I make instead of directly on my decisions. Because I need to get sleep at night, and it's pretty tough to do when I'm knowing that my decisions are making such big effects on the people around me. So, you know, I have to continue to move in that direction, and it's getting better every day. Rose, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, that's the thing, you know, it's like I'm good for business, and people like that I'm good for business. But I got to be good for me, too, you know what I'm saying? I know that's something a lot of people could resonate with. What's up, Jim Shoes? Good to see you. How are you? All right, see what we've got in this broadcast. She's been chilling for a while. All right, we're not to that point yet. Never mind. But our battery is charging up slow but sure. Yeah, I just realized, like, right now, I'm like, yo, I'm chilling in Orlando, Florida. You know, like, I'm chilling at a club in Orlando, Florida. It does not get much better than that. You know? All things considered, it's actually a pretty cool situation. So, like, I was going around town taking pictures and whatnot, and, like I straight out, I just went up to this hotel, and there's a lion out front. I just went and took a picture of the lion, put it on Instagram. Just like, why not? You know? And I've been meeting people. People are cool. But now I'm getting back on my vibe. You guys know, like, I had to go a little, had to go a little hardcore for a while, and just handle business. And but now I'm glad. You know, I'm glad things got sorted. But I got to phase out of that now. You know, that was like a phase. I don't know what you would call a. You know, I don't know what you would call a phase like that. My goth phase, maybe. I don't know. But now I'm going to go back to normal and just get to the club and just fuck hot chicks and invite you to message me if you have an interest in being a part of the empire. And we'll go from there. But, yeah. And sending oh my gosh, yeah. Sending signals my way is always a good idea, especially when it's signals that are so good that it causes me to stutter. Big fan. I like that. Like I said, I've gotten to a point where I don't really care if I'm taken seriously. I take me seriously. I get the job done. That's all I'm worried about. Holy... I don't even want to say. I don't want to say on camera. But there's just some stuff going on, stuff around me, and I can't even believe the size of them. You'd be surprised. Just some of the animals around here are huge. I mean, they're small comparatively, but I don't know. That's ironically, it's like I've seen the bigger animals, but I've never seen such large, small animals. It's kind of cool. Philip, thanks for the follow.
but I'm getting past the part of my life where I'm watching things happen, you know, like I'm ready to be making things happen, and I'm getting into that. Right now, I'm just trying to stay awake, and then I'll go get a coffee somewhere and stay awake longer. And but I gotta find somewhere to get some sleep. I don't really know where. Like I try not to be around the homeless, because like I don't want to wake up without anything in my pockets. But I'll figure something out. That's my only concern about taking a nap somewhere, is waking up and not having anything on me anymore. But I'll find somewhere. Oh, you know what I could do? No, I can't, because they know me now. I was thinking I could go to the airport. I could go take a nap at the airport. But now they know me. Like, they know it's me. Like, I will go in there and immediately be identified. Just because, you know, like I said, they wouldn't take digital ID. So, I never thought I'd see the day where people are getting on airplanes with fake IDs, and natural-born citizens who put a lot of time in for our country, even on an independent basis, are being turned away. It's mind-blowing. I don't know if you guys know, but I got turned down because I didn't know what the surrounding businesses were at the address that is considered like where I'm touching down and going to. Like, first off, it's actually none of your business. Like, I don't know if you guys realize that, but like, it is none of TSA's business where you're going to. As long as they know, like, you're going somewhere, like, in the country and why you're going, and it's, like, just a basic answer, they don't need more than that. And they were asking me every car I've ever owned and everything, and they can't be asking me that, by the way, and they shouldn't be, and they don't need to, and they already decided they were going to turn me down. And every piece of information they had only got more of them fired and caused more of an issue for them, and I knew that. But what was I going to do? Like, just not answer them? So I'm like, all right, you want to be an asshole? That's fine. Enjoy early non-retirement, aka not a pension, aka you end up getting fired for doing this to me. So yes, happily, I will answer every one of your questions. Let me tell you the make and model of all 7 vehicles I've ever owned. It's exactly what I did, and I made sure that, like I said, when my adversary is drowning, I put a hose in their throat. And if you have a wound and you are someone who's coming at me and you say, oh, I need your help, and I know that you're just trying to get something out of me or you're trying to screw me over, guess what's happening? I am putting my thumb in the hole of your wound, spreading it open, and then pouring salt into it, because it's war. This is my life that you're messing with. And I have adopted this mindset where I've realized that, and obviously, but where even if it's not my bodily functions, it's mine, and it's my life, and it's a part of me, it's attached to me. And if you are messing with it, you're attacking my life, not just my lifestyle. You want to step on my sunglasses, you know, you might actually accidentally lose a toenail. Like, I just don't play on this stuff anymore. I finally have learned that as long as I stand up for what's mine, I'm going to keep what's mine. So that's my recommendation to you, is when people will say, oh, that's a dangerous person for this reason. No, it's actually not. It's someone who protects what they have. That's a dangerous person. Why don't you go to a police officer and see if they're going to let you trespass on their property? Why don't you go ahead and see if they're going to let you go kneel and talk to their kid at school without their permission? See what's going to happen to you if you go and do that. And then you turn around and tell me whether I'm dangerous. Because if I'm dangerous, then they're dangerous. And they're not dangerous. It's called protecting what's yours. Something I highly recommend doing. If something belongs to you, just take it. Don't. Unless you don't want it, or, you know, whatever your reasoning might be. But, you know, if you're having stuff taken from your life, and, like, your life is falling apart, or people are taking advantage of you, and then they're telling you that people who stand up for themselves and keep what's theirs are dangerous. I mean, they're literally stealing from you while telling you who to be to make sure that they could steal more from you. So defend what's yours. My recommendation. All right. Rant over. Phew.
And if you can't defend it yourself, get back up. That is so creepy. Beyond creepy. Alright. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's quiet. I'll tell you, 120 people for 6 a.m. We're doing all right, huh? We're doing okay. We got 120 people at 6 a.m. on the East Coast. We have pretty good numbers. Combat EMT, Feet Piece Family, Toons, Jim Shoes, Nina. Thank you for being here. Maybe. All right. I'm gonna migrate to the park. Where I might not. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna migrate to the park because I think they're gonna be loading up these places with their food. Like I said, I've been thankfully making a connection or two. Guys, like this is just I never could have thought that it would go this way. You know, like I have to admit, you know, I keep my confidence pretty high. But it's like every time that I think I've reached the limit of how good things could go or what kind of connections I could build or what doors might open, there's always the next one, you know? And it's never because I have like power or like I did something or I accomplished something or I have something that somebody wants. I'm serious. That has never been the case for me. Of where, I mean, I've made my business deals, but not on a personal level. On personal levels, anytime I've gotten some sort of a one-up, it's because I'm screwed. It's always, there's some situation where, like, I'm really, like, not okay. And, like I said, like, my flight not working out and me being out here and literally stuck out here, it turned into me making a couple of friends and just doing the right thing. And you know, I mean, there's this dude I gave something to that he needed, and, I didn't even know who he was, and then, well, I technically did not find out who he was, but I have come to recognize that he was apparently quite connected, and now here I am, nice and comfy, and you know, so I'm chilling. So just like that, I go from what in the hell am I going to do to, you know, well, I found something to do. Yeah, somebody grabbed the phone. Ooh, is that? No, that's just a towel. Okay. I thought it might be something I could use. But I gotta find me a I don't need a porta potty. It's like 6 a.m. Anyway, Prince, welcome to broadcast. And I just want to say thank you to like law enforcement for just letting me back on the good side, because I never was on the bad side. I was totally faking it. I don't think you guys realize that. Like, I wasn't being legit. I wasn't sticking up for anybody or trying to cover for anybody. I wasn't. I was just straight up like, I just knew that a certain person wasn't going to be okay unless I freaking flipped it and let it look that way for a minute. But I never expected it all to come down on me. I didn't. You know, I wasn't being prideful. It was, well, I just shut my mouth while everybody said all this stuff, because half of them were saying it with a weapon in my face. And I was like, all right, let's just sit through this. And then I played the role as best as I could, ran through it all, and now I'm coming back to normal. And I'm just like, for me, like I said, I'm trying to pretend it never happened. Is my biggest thing is just trying to pretend it never even happened. But it really is good to be back right where I belong. You know, and to also be given such the blessing that I'm not being associated with, like I'm excited. I'm gonna be changing my name, like straight, like my birth name and all that. I'm gonna be changing all that, like nice and quick, because it doesn't fit me. It doesn't suit me. It really doesn't. Like, it's so tough when I look so much like them, but I'm nothing like them. I'm not. I was raised totally different. I made totally different choices on my own accord, and I became someone that fits into my mom's side of the family, as opposed to my dad's. So, you know, my dad's side of the family, like the military and whatnot, like certain skill sets, I adopted a lot of the physical attributes.
But mentally, I am definitely more like my mom and more like my uncle than anybody else. So, I do my best with that. But like I said, one gift that I did get from the way that my father's side of the family operates is just understanding how people work and just being able to ebb and flow with those parts of society too. But like I said, if for people that want my help with being able to engage with that part of society, then you can't be associate me with them on a personal level like that, because of what an insult it is to me, based on how hard I've worked to stay out of trouble because of my dad's side of the family. All right, it ain't no shot at anybody. It's not. It is that I have worked since a small kid and had a super boring life just to stay out of trouble. So whatever dealings I'm going to have, or people that I'm going to help who come from a background or who are engaged in behaviors that aren't necessarily socially appropriate, just don't bother with me about it. Like, trust that I know what I'm doing, and I'll keep doing the right thing. And if you can't trust that, then I can't help. I think they're starting to figure that out too. It's like, all right, he's pretty good at what he does. He's pretty good at helping people move out of the woodwork and make better choices. Just trying to set the example, but that's not exactly something I could do all the time. I can't, and I won't. It's my turn to live my life. I've earned it, and I appreciate those of you that are helping to clear the path to make sure that I could. Good morning, Feed Peace family. How are you? And therein lies is the other piece of it is something I get from my uncle, is where when anyone tries to stand in my way on going to live that life, is you just gotta be tough about it. You gotta go Old Testament on them and put them right in their place and cut them off and cut them out, and don't let them take from you what's yours. Now, who is this that's been watching for how freaking long? I'm trying to get those haters accounts taken down for you. Oh, that's nice of you. I'll tell you what, the only ones that would really matter to take down are ones that are just all about, like, a version of me that they're trying to portray and falsely, create. But people who are just saying stuff or whatnot, I really wouldn't bother with it. I mean, you could report it and all that. I'm glad, but like, I wouldn't try to get their accounts taken down because, like, I'm only one of the topics. You know what I mean? Or like, their version of me is only one of the topics, whereas they have, they do what they do. They're minding their own business for the most part. So, just like I said, just the ones that are like harassing law enforcement and stuff like that, they're the ones that would be awesome if you could get rid of him. But otherwise, like I said, the rest of it I wouldn't worry about. But thank you. All right, let's see who we got. Combat EMT. Yeah, they'll be calling people, like, they'll be calling businesses and be calling people and be like, yeah, this person is a dangerous person, this and that, they're being federally investigated, Like, I kid you not when I tell you, they had to open, I can't even be saying too much, but the point is, like, there is something on file that's not even real, just to appease the people who have public access to certain information, or who have certain clearances that abuse their clearance, that they haven't gotten their clearances revoked yet. Like, just to shut them up, just to get them to freaking shut up. Said they called the airport yesterday. That's total. Oh, it's absolutely harassment. Oh, but here's the beauty of it, though. You got to realize, like, one of the good things that did come from the advent of COVID and, like, the shift of society after the downfall of the paranoia when things started to get back to normal is, like, the airport was paying attention to my behavior. Like, I didn't get kicked off property or anything. Like, they actually helped me after I got denied the flight. One of the police officers helped me get a bus ticket. and I was able to go and maneuver and figure out what I was going to do next. As far as calling the airport, I'm not sweating that. Like I said, they made the wrong decision. They made the wrong call by not letting me on that flight either way. That was a decision of personal vendetta. That was falling into bias and not doing their job. Like, they failed at their job that day by not letting me on that flight. I was very, like, their job is not to identify whether or not I'm a threat, which either way, I was identified as a non-threat and could easily be identified as a non-threat. I mean, if local and federal government does not identify me as a threat, not sure why TSA would off the cuff decide, oh God, like, you know, he might swallow a peanut and choke and sue us, or like, I don't know what they were thinking. But it is what it is, you know. But those bad calls end up leading to better people being hired. I can tell you there's places that I have been that they called and I've been back to since, and the same people aren't there that were there for a decade or 15 years, who literally, they all lost their jobs over that. And all brand new people got hired on, and then I would go back to that business, and whatever it might be, is a couple different places actually, at least down the East Coast, and I was able to get those services and get what I wanted, and they already knew who I was before I even showed up. And like when I showed up, they already knew who I was. I ended up getting what I needed. But like I said, with the whole flight thing, it's a big disappointment. But to tell you the truth, if I were to rather have just gotten on that flight or have had them call and see how that went, I'm glad that they did. Because if they had let me on that flight, and then I get on that flight and I get to the other end, and then they turn around and change their mind about, oh, well, we made a bad decision. Well, then what do they end up doing? They go flag me for flights and put me on like a TSA, you know, like a list where I couldn't get on flights or something like that. Or they may already have, which then I have to turn around and I have to go and work through that and just freaking and fight. And it sucks, you know, but realistically, sometimes those battles are worth it. And when it comes to TSA and like I said, interfering with my modes of transportation, I'm more than happy to fight that legal battle, 100%. More than happy to take jobs and people who are actually going to do their job the way they're supposed to. But you're right. Either way, it absolutely is harassment. Harassing the airport, harassing me. Like I said, they got all the information they got. I should have been cleared. I literally overheard, like, there was who gave all their information, and like you could tell that they were an illegal immigrant. Like, I'm not even kidding. The person was illegal, and they like, how do I know? Because where I come from, we got a lot of illegal immigrants, and it's pretty easy to tell. And she was illegal. She was 100% illegal. Could barely speak English. Oh, you're cleared. Go get on the flight. She didn't have it. She had an ID. She had any doc. Oh, I didn't. You know, I had digital documentation, so I had, you know, every way to show them that I was me. This woman did not have any form of documentation. She could have been Middle Eastern, faking a Latino accent and not know English. And trust me, I've seen it. She wasn't. She was just an illegal immigrant. But the illegal immigrant, who's not even an American citizen, who is in our country against the law, stealing from us every moment that she exists on this land, got on that flight. And I got denied with every proof that I am me and not being a threat. So yeah, Andrew, I digress. Get free flights for life. I absolutely could. Over that, oh my gosh, over that I absolutely could. Now, somebody else had bought me the ticket, so I just went through and got them a refund and then backed out of it. And then they proceeded to try and tell me how I was wrong about not being blah, blah, blah. And I'm already right. Like, and I know I'm right. And they're just mad that I'm right. But what I never thought I would see these, like, full-grown people that have known me for years and years become lazy and this, just, you know, like, I don't know, like, they're just not themselves anymore. Most of the people I used to know are just not themselves anymore. And, like, they're jealous of me. And I can't even believe it, you know? Like these were hardworking people. But I guess they just started eating their own food. You know, they started getting high on their own supply per se. But being jealous of the amount of work jealous of the work that I'm putting in, and jealous that I haven't lost or quit or something. I'm sitting here, I'm like, you're mad that I'm still winning when you used to help me win. Like, when did the point come that you're not happy that I'm winning, and why? You might want to check your own there, you know. But you know, these are the people I come from. I can't even turn back to anymore. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. You know, and then they were trying to frame me. You know, I turned around and I just let them build leverage for their own local law enforcement against them, because they were committing crimes against me, trying to entrap me in crimes, to commit crimes, which I didn't. You know, I avoided that piece of it. So now they're nice and tied in, and their local law enforcement will own their land and buy their businesses and all that good stuff. But it's on them. You know, why did I make those deals? Because they're trying to screw me. You know, you underestimated me. You treated me like I was stupid, and you left me to die when I needed you most. And then you turn around and toy with it and think it's funny and fun. I even have people right now that are throwing money my way. And I kid you not when I say they are about to be buried, drowned, or some other metaphorical sense of the word of they're not going to be okay. And I am happily receiving everything they're giving me while doing it to them actively in a legal sense. Because they, like, people think you, like, forget what you did to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't retaliate, and I don't have to go for retribution. But I never said that when people offer me deals, I don't take them. And when the person that used to, like, here's a cruiser passing by right now. When law enforcement for a short time was almost my adversary, right? No, I flipped that, because who on earth is dumb enough to be adversaries with law enforcement? Law enforcement is they're a useful tool, to say the least. So I flipped that, and I make good with them, and I'm like, go on their side straight up, and I just start feeding it to them, let them have it. There's snitches and there's businessmen. All right, a snitch is someone who's selling people out. A businessman is someone who says, okay, you see that land that they own? Well, they're being a piece of trash. They're not treating the land right. They don't deserve to have that land. I know that you have a family and kids. I know that you're raising your kids the right way. I know that they're smacking their kids and you're not smacking your kids. And I know you want their land. Well, they're trying to screw me over. So I'm going to let them try to screw me over. And when they can't do it, do yourself a favor. And once they get incarcerated, please buy that land. Do me the favor. Here's the money. Go buy that land. I want you to have it. And that's how I do it. And they say, well, where do you get the money? Well, I got other friends that have the money that would rather see you have that land. Well, why would they? Well, it's actually the family of the people who currently own the land, and they don't agree with their decision-making. So they don't want them to have it anymore either, and they're kind of the reason that they got it to begin with. And they're acting spoiled, so they're not allowed to have it anymore. And that's how it goes. So, yeah. The things you learn when you don't have any other option but to try your hardest. Anyway, get free flights for life. So, like I said, yeah, with the airlines, I won't. But flying out of that particular airport, I should be able to. Once I get home and I get myself established, anytime I go to MCO, anytime I go to that Orlando airport, I guarantee you 100% I will get free flights for life after having that conversation. When I show up with proper documentation and I have conversations with the people that, now I don't even know how this works yet, but I will educate myself by the time it comes. I will get myself educated to have conversations with people who own the airport, and I will get free flights for life from that airport, guaranteed. Or what I really want, and what I'm really going to try to get, is one of them little hangars to have a private jet, because the hangars are super expensive. So I was thinking maybe I could just find a way to finagle that. Instead of getting free flights, just see if they can either have a small hangar, or like I could offer to pay for building an extension onto one of the hangars to have my own plane in there, which is kind of the plan. But we'll see. Swamp Man, welcome. Commenting, say, don't want to be nosy, but how much money did you lose on your airline ticket? None. See, I'm smart about it.
And the person that got me the tickets, they didn't lose any money either. But like I said, and they're coming at me about it anyway. When they're freaking millionaire, and they come at me for a couple $100 when they're getting their money back to begin with, and it was money that they owe me on top of it. So like I said, tickets got refunded anyway. Today is free chicken McNuggets day at McDonald's if you're close to one. You are amazing. Thank you for the heads up. And see how humbling this is. This is one piece of this lifestyle I'm gonna miss. One piece of having to actually hack it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. This phase of things. I didn't, but I hope you did. Is the humbling piece of it, to go from a conversation about what I just said over to, well, just to make sure I could get some food, I'm going to go ahead and hit at McDonald's and get some, hit up McDonald's and get some free nuggets, some free nuggies. It's very humbling. But I'd be lying if I said I was going to miss it. I'm not. This was impossible. I don't know how people do it. Definitely, I will remain a massively charitable person until the day that I die, factually, because I don't know how in the fuck people do this. I did it. I mastered it. I conquered it. And I mean, I can't even say some of the stuff that I've had to do and that couldn't believe I was able to do. Things that I didn't know I had in me to do. But it doesn't make it any less. It doesn't make it. It remains difficult to live this kind of life. It's you guys can't. If you've never been homeless, you can't possibly understand. If you've never been poor, you can't possibly understand. And I'm gonna say this straight. If you well, it used to be this way. Now it's getting harder for white people because people are being racist against white people. But if you haven't not been white, you don't get it. I'm being totally serious. Like, even I cannot fathom it because I am white. And I'm telling you, like, I got like a 0.01% taste of it, and I don't know how in the fuck people do it. So the whole dominance thing. Here, let me put it this way: be an equalist, get along with people, do your best to be on the same plane with everybody, no matter their background. But if you have any way to give a leg up when you meet someone who's not like if you meet a non-white person that's not racist, give them a leg up. If you meet a non-white person that is racist, I don't give a fuck what you do to them. I hate their guts. I hope they fucking die. But if you meet a non-racist, non-white person, give them a fucking leg up, because that is someone that you need in your corner. So moving on. So free nuggies today. Sounds awesome. If you have a real ID with you, you shouldn't be turned away from TSA. I know. Oh no, I was totally appropriate. I was entirely good for the flight. Like I said, it was just harassment. They just freaking gave me shit for no good reason, just to try and make me look stupid, make me feel bad. I had been struggling for a minute. I got my foot brace and all that, and I'm in shorts, and I was literally like, my body was not alright, so like my farts are smell horrible. Not totally showered, so I was just like in a real gross physical state. So they just want to make me look like shit, not realizing that I was on my way up. So like I said, I've learned to be rather passive aggressive. I used to be more forward. I've learned just to sit back, wait, and then turn around and take it from under them. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get me a free hanger, and I'm gonna say fuck you. I'm gonna fly that plane. I'm gonna make sure to fly that plane right over the what do you call it? The entrance way where they do the TSA, because they got a nice big open awning where you can see the flights. I'll take my plane right over there, and I'll find a way to get the personal phone number of some of the people that are down in there, and just text them, say, hey, what's up? I'm above you. Just want you to know that I'm over your. I would talk to you about stuff, but it's over your head. I'm not gonna do that because I'm not that much of a dick. There's some days I wish I was, because it seems like rich people are dicks, and it seems to be how they make money. But I'll be fine with a little less money and being a nice person. But like you said, I can't settle for this. I won't. And I won't necessarily let certain other people settle for it either. Only people who want to. Like, there's some people who really do want to live the life they're living, believe it or not. And I don't know if that's just comfort or if it's actual personal preference. But like, when you have such differing lifestyles, you can't relate. You can't understand why someone wants to live a different lifestyle than you. And I've met people who live lifestyles of like less money who want to live that way. And I tell you, like on a mental level, I can't grasp it. I can't comprehend why. But what I don't do is look down on them. And so there's the other piece of it. If you meet someone who's living a lifestyle that they enjoy, if they are being judgmental towards you, same deal. If they're drowning, put a hose in their throat. If they're not judging you the way you're not judging them, give them a hand up. Clara, welcome to the broadcast. I guess the moral of the story is, or what I'm trying to say is, when people have good attitudes, bless them. You know, when people have good outlooks on life and they're trying to exude that into through their personality into society, give them a leg up and help them out. We're having the raising of the American flag right now. By the way, pretty cool. Wish I had known ahead of time. I'd have been videotaping it. Absolutely beautiful. So we do this at 6:30 a.m. They said I may end up stuck here for another week until everybody gets paid. But that's right. What am I going to do for a full week? I have no idea. I don't have a damn clue. But I'm hoping that miraculously someone says, hey, here's $400. Go get yourself an Amtrak and get out of here. It's happened, but I don't know. Maybe I'll finally get that karma back for giving that lady $400 when I didn't even have money for rent. She had to feed her kids. But I need my ROI. I need my return on investment. It's my turn. I gotta start living. It'd be different if I wasn't totally sitting here hard up with like all that I put out there, and like all my stuff is out there, and then I'm sitting here like this. I don't have another 10, 20 years to be the nice guy. I don't. I really don't. Like, I'm officially starting to get older. This is called too late. Some people would say, oh no, you're right on time. No. And some people would say, well, you're early. You got all the time in the world. But no matter your opinion, to me, I am 10 years late. So pay up. You already owe me. Pay up. Let's go. So yeah. But if there's anybody out there that's got like Amtrak points or however that works, I gotta get me on a train or a bus or go get a rental car or if you know anybody who's heading out to California. That's where I'm. People are really trying. What part of I am not incarceratable do people not understand? And they keep saving their asses too.